Uh-oh. You hear that? That's the tea hitting the pavement. Over here on Word on the Curb, we don't sip, we spill. Word on the Curb, where the tea hits the pavement. Let's get into it. It's Angela, your favorite internet bestie, and we got the vibe. We rocking the housewives, politics, and celebrity gossip, all wrapped into one show. Hello, 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 hello.
Hello, hello. We are back.
We are back. And honey, it is going down with these ladies here. We on season 17, episode 8. And this is what is it called? The sound bath breakdown. Girl, that shit wasn't hitting on nothing. I don't know what spirits they conjured up, but honey, they conjured up a bunch of demons.
Ones, okay?
They came in there storming and acting a fool.
That
But
damn Kmichelle.
Huh?
They ruffled up Kmichelle's demons.
Yeah, they did. But she I ain't mad at it. I'm not lying. This thing is entertaining to me. It truly is. I liked everything. I'm not even gonna lie. I was here for the whole damn thing.
So what would you rate the episode?
I would give it an 8.5, 9.
I think I'm in the 7 to 10 range, and I'm guessing maybe about an 8-ish, maybe 7.5, 8-ish, something like that. It's funny, like I had a chance to digest, and I didn't watch Kmichelle on Watch What Happens, even though I did not like her outfit and stuff. I don't know what's up with her, but whatever. Peace be still. However, I came back from the episode, I guess, with a smidge of grace, because at first I thought Kmichelle had lost her mind. I mean, I got her talking to imaginary Martians. I said, when I was watching the episode, I started to think about Flintstones and the Martian. Remember the Great Gazoo? When he would come?
Girl. No.
When she was sitting there telling Porsha about whatever, well, we're going to get into it. But when she was talking about it, and I'm like, I feel like everybody at the table, the audience, we all sitting here like, okay, like we trying to follow this and it's not making no sense. But then you trying to withhold information and still confront with information. So it just felt like she said, well, where are you getting this from? And I'm like, and that's all I thought about was like, what was the Martian's name? I had to Google. Because I was like, that's what I thought. I'm like, it's a cartoon and it was a Martian that would show up. And only Fred and Barney could see him. Like nobody else could. I mean, of course, us, whoever was watching the cartoon. But, and so that's what I said to myself then. I said, that's who she talking to. Damn Great Gazoo. Whoever it is in her damn imagination. Because I don't even know who, I'm not even sure who would be telling you this, and then you take it serious, unless, and this is where the smidge of grace come from, you playing with all of us, and damn well you sound crazy. You know what I mean? And so you just know that you have to have an adversary, and you found it.
Well, I think we'll get on in it. Let's get started.
Yeah.
Okay, so this episode we got Kelly dealing with issues with her not being able. She's breaking the fourth wall, letting people know that she can't film with her children, and the issues with what is that spring whatever it is, Stone Creek Spring, something spring, whatever.
Sunny
that
spring,
one,
something like that.
That location is not doing well. And we see, I like that she had her mother and her grandma on there. I thought that was cute. The grandma tickled me when she said, when she was telling her about the guy she was dating, she thought that she was gonna say she was pregnant. I said, oh, But we find out the mother kind of runs the business for or helps Kelly with the business, and Kelly is stressed. She's
Mm-hmm.
stressed, financially strapped, and it's taking a toll on her. You see her a couple times in this episode cry. So, and in that, while they're doing that, when she's talking with her mother and her grandmother in the confessional, her look is the t-shirt, and people, I think she's just, how can I say, pushing the envelope, giving people something to talk about. Okay, ain't nobody ever did this, so yeah, she's giving somebody to talk about. Something to talk about. I ain't thought she looked bad. It's a
I
t-shirt.
mean, what I mean, I don't. Yeah, I don't know what the big deal is. I mean, I guess it's a t-shirt, but I feel like people dress. People do it all the time. It just happened to be
Yeah.
a plain t-shirt, whatever.
And I thought,
Maybe something happened to her wardrobe and she just had to finish. I mean, you know what I mean, to make it work. But
yeah, so
I
I
think
just thought,
sometimes we do like that can be the thing that irritates me when it comes to housewives and even some commentary is that sometimes I feel like we be focused on details that just really is just kind of like what's going on,
yeah,
right?
I feel the
What is
same
making
way.
this like you know what I mean?
Yeah, because
And
I
I
was
would
sitting,
not have known if anybody would. I guess maybe because it was just a plain, like it wasn't all of this. But even for me, I don't know. I don't know. Because some of the extra stuff is a little bit much for me. I don't necessarily always look at their confessionals like, okay, some stuff I'm like, okay, because it doesn't feel natural. Like, why are you sitting up there in this ball gown?
yeah, in
Like,
your house. In your house with this ball gown on. But yeah,
yeah, you know what I mean? And for me, I mean, I'm all about the bougie, but I guess that's a bit much because I'm very much down to earth also. So that's a bit much for me. Some of it. Some I like some more than not what I would appreciate, and this kind of goes back to Kelly, whether it's what Tanya say when she offended Nene with her high low fashion, so whether it's high fashion or low fashion, like if like I like unique stuff. So if you can be like the most that I ever pay attention to would be something that I saw that seemed unique, like Cynthia with the short wig,
yeah, that
like
was
Betty Boop type of wig. I like that, like
on
new
her.
look on her and everything. You know what I mean? Like, but it was something different and unique.
Yeah. So, yeah, because I didn't find anything awkward about it to me either.
Mhm.
So she's talking about that, and also in some of the little pre-scenes, we got what is her name? Pinky's daughter just turned 4. Her name is
Mhm.
D'Ella, and she's up there trying to recite her ABCs, and she's just fucking them up with them K's. K K K K. And Shamia has a movie panel. I don't know if they're reviewing or practicing for a movie. I mean, rehearsing for a movie. I'm not very sure what that was all about. So we also going back to Kelly and her grandmother and her mom when she was talking about her new love interest, which is Travis, aka Tony Smith, Tony Scott.
Jarvis.
Oh, it's Jarvis. Okay, did I
Mhm.
write Travis down? I wrote Jarvis. Lord have mercy. I should remember Jarvis. That's my little brother name. But anyways, Jarvis, aka is she called him Tony somebody or
Right.
whatever,
Tony Scott, or I don't know, Tony
something like
somebody.
that, girl. But anyways, the grandma was wondering if this man had a W-2. So I guess she trying to let her know you don't need to be. You already broke. You don't need to be messing around with nobody porting you. Then
Well, no, what
also,
she was trying to say, you know what? Excuse me, put a pin in it. What she was really trying to say, I think in general, was he needs to be working for somebody as opposed to entrepreneurs because and I think especially in Atlanta, listen, entrepreneurs, we know, like they can make a lot of money, but also you can be a fraud. You know what I'm saying? Like and play the entrepreneur game, and you
girl,
really
please, you can work for somebody and lose your job. See, he
well,
need
no,
to have
I
money.
understand that, but I'm talking. I feel like that's the reason why she worded it that way was to say say make sure he has a W-2, and it probably was at a dig to her husband, and her husband is an entrepreneur. So it's got like, for me, those two things. That's what I think why she said that. It was a dig to the husband, and it was kind of like to tell her, make sure he got a job, make sure he actually has getting paid.
I ain't take it that way, but okay. I'd much rather work for myself than work for someone else. So,
well, if that's the case, then you would ask if he had a job. You know what I mean? Like, because if you say
does he have
like,
income?
Most people say, well, does he work? You know what I mean? But that's that's why I said.
I didn't figure she knew the difference.
Well, that's what I mean. No, she knew the difference. She know the difference.
I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't take it that she knew the difference.
Does he have a W-2? That means is somebody is he clocked into the government? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's what that means.
I know what a W-2 means, but I didn't thought she knew what it means. Yeah, I don't know if I would want a government job.
The usual verbiage would be, does he work, or what does he do, or does he have a job? You know what I mean? Because even with a job, that would insinuate it could be, company related, I say.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but so then she also states that she's going to, I guess, go down and talk with the people about, or go make a court date or something, because her husband is more than $50,000 behind in child support, and she's financially bound right now.
That's what, that's what
I can't hear you.
I said what I tell y'all about that W-2. That goes back to the W-2.
So what if
evidently W-2, they could garnish his wage.
Yeah, but if he's not making the money, he can't be $50,000 behind, because it's only based off what you made.
Well, I mean, for sure, but so that gets all in the crooks and nannies, because his rearage is what it is, but what it indicates, I don't know what he's supposed to pay. It certainly indicates that it's not being paid. And it would be based off of what you made either way, whether it's you an entrepreneur or you a W-2. But what I'm saying is, when you got a W-2, they can garnish the wage. They can't do it when you self-employed. So right in that I just said that's what that lady meant by that.
I don't think so. But anyways,
I don't explain it.
But they can. There's other ways they can get his money, because they can see some of his assets too.
He clearly doesn't have any.
Well, he got a driver's license or a car.
Maybe that's the next step that Kelly is probably, for sure, going to look for. That's what that would be the next step in any case, right? But yeah, if you don't have a W-2 to wage, then like anything else that you owe, the next thing up is whatever you own. But right, that's probably the next step that Kelly is taking. But again, that just proved, like I said, the grandma was saying, don't get into the same bucket with this one.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
If you can help it.
So then we have Kmichelle at the dentist. And basically her husband says friends and families do not make good patients. And I believe that friends and family I don't like to do business with friends and family myself. So point blank.
For me, I agree. First of all, yes, I do agree that I think my first inkling about, even in his sense, if you are a service provider and that's the business relationship we're talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm providing a service to my friends and family, that's probably where it get a little sticky, and I probably don't agree with it. Now the second part to that is, I'm okay with collabing with business minded. So like, if you gotta, like, if we both run a business and we understand whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, because that's what I mean. If it's the service, service consumer type of relationship, that's not balanced in any way. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, so it's no way to come out on that where it feels like it's fair. I'll give an example. I have a cousin who cuts hair. And when he started, of course, you try to do your friend's family. and he started doing his younger brother's cutting his hair, and also he transitioned to his locks and everything. And so he's his brother's barber, stylist, per se. So at some point, somebody decides to ask him if his brother paid him. And so he said, yeah, and so they question, why are you charging your brother? Because that's your brother, right? You shouldn't charge him. And, he said, well, there was a time where we don't. Well, first, like I told, when it came to me, I told him, well, first of all, that wasn't nobody's business, number one. But the main thing for me is, if you'll go and pay somebody else what they ask, you know what I mean? Why would it be a problem
to pay me?
Him. So why, you know what I mean? Like that's just kind of where I think people don't get the understanding. And that would be where the problem comes in when you're doing business with family and friends, because most of the time they
want to hook up. They want to hook up or something.
Yeah. And that's why I said we collab, that's something different, because everybody at least will have a way that works. Everybody should be in equal pace, you know what I mean? Places, and whatever you getting is going to, everybody going to get whatever the expectation is out of it and what they put in. But people can be very just dismissive about business and about even doing business with your family. And listen, because I told my son, it's far too many Black millionaires, and at this point, a few billionaires, in which there's not a system that we've been able to create to take care of our own people. And I'm not saying that, well, what I am going to say is, I do think it is your responsibility once you get to a certain financial stability level to push back into
your community.
Yeah. And like then the stuff we go through, if we really had that mindset about like there's no reason why there's not another Black Wall Street. That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like before we get on a whole nother tangent, but yeah, but again, it go back to that though, because that would be the reason, in a sense, why one thing don't exist. Because first of all, you can't get your friends and family to do business right. Go ahead.
So, he said, also they talk about the Dallas trip too. And then they flash over to, I guess, her, Kmichelle, Kelly, and Phaedra. They had went to some pottery class or something, and Kmichelle expressed to her about how she felt, who she felt was plotting on her, and that she knew about it, that Phaedra knew about it. And Phaedra goes, I only knew about the Black stuff. I didn't know about nothing else. And so Kay says she trusts Phaedra because I guess Phaedra knows when to stop.
Kay is full of SHIT. I told y'all a couple of reviews ago. I don't know exactly when. Maybe it might have been the first one, but I see that play where Kay just knows not to fool too much with Porsha and with Phaedra. That's why she has so much energy when it comes to Drew, because she knows she can play with Drew. You know what I mean? And even in the audience, right? You can play with Drew. But I feel like even like for us to get down to the dinner when we get there and what took place between Kay and how she, started off with Porsha, it didn't even feel that way when she was telling Phaedra. But last week, what I want to say, vehemently, or you distinctly included Phaedra as a part of this scheme. You know what I mean? So, but when you're sitting there talking to her, you really mousy with it. You know what I mean? To me, you know what I mean? Kind of tiptoeing around, and again, I'm not asking Kmichelle to be indignant, right? But I'm asking her to show up the way she wants us to respect her as showing up. You get on everywhere else and you sit very strong and, you know what I mean, in your words. So I don't know. Where was all of that when you was where was it?
Well, I don't know. So Phaedra did say in her confessional about, like like I don't even know nothing about it basically, and I this whole situation to me when we get to it, if you are a person that thinks like K Michelle and thinks people are out to get you, then I can understand why she feels that way and how she tried to lay it out and be respectful as she had said it. But so she was basically telling her husband that, she's been kind of calm. And he was like, would the other people agree that you're calm? So that whole situation, I don't know. So we get to the core four because I see online that Porsha is calling themselves the core four. So it's,
Okay.
girl, I'm through with Angela ass. But anyways, Phaedra, Angela, Porsha, and Drew. And Phaedra says that Angela is looking more youthful. I said,
Okay.
what? What? She said, since she helped basically saved her from that from the horse or whatever. So, and also they make a point to say that basically Angela wasn't in the rooms that Phaedra was in. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, was Phaedra at some kind of award or something? I don't know what it was. I didn't really read the
Yeah.
caption, but she was somewhere, and
Mm-hmm.
Angela was not there. So um Phaedra lets the ladies know about what K Michelle has said, and they are like, "What?"
Confused. Yeah, like everybody.
Like,
Everybody except for K Michelle.
so they're like confused, and Drew is like, "What?" She's listening. One of them makes the comment. I believe it was Drew. No, it was Porsha that says the voices in her head is telling her this. What I was looking at online, and I was like, damn, Shamia just can't catch a break because everybody is swearing up and down that Shamia got something to do with this.
Well,
And, and I feel like I feel like, okay, we're not seeing it at all. So for them to say that, okay, this issue that K Michelle has with Porsha is somehow Shamia's fault. I don't think that's right.
well, I think it's the problem where when you have something that you are saying someone told you, and you won't say where this information came from, and yet there's this rift in the group, right? And conveniently you found yourself as a confidant, as we found out last episode while they was in Dallas, right? Because that's where that speculation, I guess, started.
Uh,
um and and I just think that I'm not necessarily saying that it's Shamia that said this to her, because, well, I'm not even, I'm not necessarily sure if I believe that somebody told her, but this is what I'll say. I'm not sure why she would make that part up, right? So fine. Somebody has said something to her about this. Shamia is the only one that necessarily has admitted to formulating an alliance. I think that's probably where this is all coming from, right? Like, because you just got to put two and two together, and then now you done found yourself spewing out these people who you don't know, right? And so, because even if somebody did tell you this, you don't even know them well enough to take that information in, unless you're getting it from somebody you feel you can trust that will tell you, like that.
so then,
Somebody
okay,
in the
my thing is, well, where would Shamia get the information from? They don't
Well,
even
I
talk to
think,
her.
well,
So I'm like,
I mean, I don't know, because it sounds off the wall to me, right? But it sounds off the wall to me. As far as the whole smelly, odor thing going on, I feel like that was a wound that K Michelle,
yeah,
let
all
jump out her
insecurity.
fucking body, yeah, but on the thing with the whole ex, and like, I know that's later on, but she act like like that's the other gripe, and that's what I mean. That I think she's been trying to find an adversary. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Somebody that she
but
can have something to go back and forth with. Because like first it was the vagina comment, and now we talking about this ex that feels very odd that you would have anything to say about it to her while you sitting up with a whole damn husband.
yeah, so I mean, because evidently they must be friends because he called her,
But
is what she
again,
said.
even with the whole friend, see one thing, and I just call this out real quickly because people, everybody does, or not everybody, but some people do. One thing that I don't really fool with or gel with when it comes to K Michelle is this thing of where she has stories, says things, um, uses antidotes or what have you. And I think she believes that is something appealing about it. Like being friends with this guy who you calling your ex. And I also think she may be using the word ex lightly. I would be
Loosely.
very, oh, excuse me, yeah, loosely. I would be very interested to understand what her definition of an ex is. You know, like, are we just talking about somebody you, because right now you talking on the phone with the person. So can he not date anybody else that you know? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, what is the dating? And again, why are you concerned when you are supposed to be a newlywed? Like, you supposed to be so wrapped up in cash in, but that's what you got for peddling fucking husbands. QN Phaedra's read to Kenya, and let's reroute that instead of peddling for eggs and sperm. This one peddling for husbands. And that might be why she's still talking to this one, and that could be why you really got an attitude because maybe you couldn't get in touch with him on the day you end up going to the courthouse with Cashton, and now you got a gripe with Porsha about it. But I think I don't know. Hey, Michelle is a little off to me, and I think she says things that she think maybe ghetto girls do find it cute. You know, maybe ghetto girl, like even the story about her and Cashton and how they got married. I think she thinks that's romantic. Um, or that somebody thinks so. And maybe somebody does. But I'm here to tell you, ain't nothing romantic about that. It screams desperation. It screams like you need something to prove. Um, and it feels very sad to me. So that's kind of how this looks to me. So that's why I'm like, is she playing with all of us? Cause you can't be serious.
Okay, so anyways, we get that. The court for they don't know about the scheme that's set up by Todd to plot against Kay. And so Phaedra calls Portia the bully. And she go, am I the bully? And then what's her name? Says, am I the drama? What is her damn? I can't think of her name. Drew.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, so then we at the next scene we have Portia at her house with the her mother, Lauren, and her daughter Pilar, and I didn't catch the niece's name. I didn't.
That's
Uh,
Bailey.
Bailey. Okay, so Pilar is interested in lizards, and I guess she wants a lizard or whatever. Portia has a man come over with a snake. So in the meanwhile, the the mother
Was
and
that K Michelle X? No, let me stop.
the mother and was Miss Diane and Lauren. They're all talking. They talked about Dallas, and basically what all the issue was down there. And they was talking about yeah, this was the main event was supposed to be for um Cynthia, and the men that came, and I guess the question was I guess Mike going to stay at the ranch or the compound like place, and she said she didn't want to be laid up on the girls trip, with him,
Which I
and
was
the other women are married, so no, and I think she probably didn't want that same shit that how Kenya did the other time,
going
so
to after
no,
that Bolo debacle. That was
yes.
funny that she worded it that way.
Yeah. So then so the guy comes with the snake, and Pilar like she is scared of that goddamn snake. I'm like, the girl said she wanted a lizard. What made you think about a snake? It's
Mm-hmm.
such a big snake. And the Bailey tickled me because she passed it and she said it feels like a purse. I said, look at this
Mm-hmm.
baby. So basically, Portia is torn in between the two, Mike or Sway. Mike has an issue if she does not want to have children. You know, that's the end of everything because he wants kids. Sway wants kids, but wants to carry the kid. She says that I guess well, Lauren says that Mike felt like Portia ghosted him like 3 days, and then he sent over the mariachi like band, and then when the band came over, Dennis was coming. So, and she was basically saying that she has a decision to make, but she's dating, and right now she don't have to make one. So, so it's either taco night or movie night. Choose one. So, what did you think about?
I think Porsche just goes for the highest bidder. And I don't, that doesn't mean I'm calling her a gold digger. I like Porsche. Porsche is probably a favorite housewife of mine. But I mean, that's just calling it how I see it. I think she is available to the highest bidder.
My goodness, what he walked through here with? What you got? What? Car seat? Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. So, yeah, I was kind of wondering with that, but she's dating, so she can take her time or whatever.
I
So
mean,
then we
yeah.
have, so I like the scene with her and Sway. Anyways, when we get there, we have Shamia and Kelly meeting at the surrogacy clinic. And Shamia is letting Kelly know that she's concerned about this last embryo that's a male. They had 5 transfers that did not transfer well, 5 failed transfers, and she seems to be worried and probably uncomfortable, whatever, trying to figure out what Gerald wants to do. And Kelly had asked her, would you basically would like to, get like maybe get donor eggs from your sister. And she's like, no, I don't think she would like that. I guess she's kind of, I don't know, must have promised this man a baby boy and it's not happening. And she lets
That's
Kelly
what it
know that,
feel like to me. Like she, and this is the part about Shamia. I hate to do this to her. Um, but she really does give a lot of pick me energy. Even upon walking into that office with Kelly and introducing her as your best friend, something about that just kind of didn't sit well with me. You too grown to need a best friend everywhere you go. For me, like you got, you sit here to talk about whole fertilized eggs. You know what I mean? Like, come on, girl. Because and what I mean by that is your friendship of 20 years break up, and he like, and this
I
girl,
don't believe they've been friends for the last couple of years, though. I just don't think they were that close.
no,
They might-
well, even still, I'm just pointing out the history, and and
yeah.
and what I mean is, this whole revamp of, oh, this is my best friend. Like, again, I don't care if they see each other in that what manner. I think it's the public verbalization of it at her age and where we at. Like it just like like you said, it feels like Shamia just can't catch a break. And not with me, clearly, because I didn't like that. Then you there with the about these eggs, and it did feel like it just felt uncomfortable because
It
it felt,
did?
yeah, I was uncomfortable. Yeah,
Why?
I think because it does feel like she, I guess, promised this guy something, and it looked like she's scared.
Okay, yeah,
Like
little
it
for
looked
that.
like she has some like real fear. Like she
Yeah.
thinks this man is gonna leave her. And for me,
That's
I
the way it
don't
came
know where that
across.
came from, huh?
That's the way it came across. Yeah. I thought you were talking about uncomfortable with Kelly being there. I'm like,
Oh no, not that. The
uh,
only thing with that was just her introduction to Shadina as, oh, this is my best friend. It's just kind of like, girl, are you in fucking high school? Like, nobody needs to know that. The doctor certainly doesn't. Yeah, for real. You know what I don't know. Like, and again, the optics. You know what I'm like. It's just again, it just kind of screams pick me for her. And then here we are with this fear on your face. You know what I mean? And it just looks like pure terror. Not that it's something that you want so bad that you're afraid you won't be able to get. It's like, what is going to happen if I don't? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't give this man a boy. And to think about him being in African culture, and even with his demeanor, we don't know anything about him. So I'm not like trying to presume a personality type on him. But I am going to say, I do think that probably having a male child is something that's probably important in culture wise, or because it wouldn't be the first time you heard of it,
yeah.
and not more so
It's
than
all
like,
his fault. He should have
uh,
shot out. He should have shot out a boy on the first one. It's his fault.
well, I mean, I'm just, I can see what you're saying, but I mean, you know what I mean, and like I said, and it just looked like sheer terror in her
Yeah, it
face.
did.
You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like not. Oh my God, this not gonna happen. It was different,
Yeah,
Like I
it's like,
said,
is he gonna make a baby with somebody else?
yeah, it was right.
That's what it
It was
seemed like.
different, and that's what I mean by it. Just made me uncomfortable. Like I don't know. It felt like I saw something in that I wasn't supposed to be in on.
Yeah.
Right, and so, um, hey, I said it last season with Shamia with the coming on as the housewife and the projecting of, I guess, whatever she thought the housewife should be. Then the singing. I think is now she acting because right, you said it was a. I mean, I think she's always been trying
Been
to act
acting.
good.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, but again, it doesn't feel conducive to the family life you say you are trying to produce. Um, and so there we have it.
I don't know, girl. I guess they feel they got the money to have all the people take care of the kids. Cause I'm watching poor people do it here. I'm like, shit, these ladies don't even never had their kids. They be at daycare.
Yeah,
On your on
not,
your day off, your kids is here. I'm like, damn.
mm,
So I think that must
mhm.
be the thing all the young people do. They don't keep their kids, they just drop them off. I'm like, damn,
Could
you don't want
be.
them on your day off?
But
Cause
see,
you
and to your point, like I would even give an argument for that. I think the more money you have, the better that makes the opportunity for you to, be available. And that's where I'm coming from with Shamia. Like if it feels like now that you have this housewife opportunity, you clocked in to the other stuff that these single housewives have been doing, right? Like trying to find like the tequila, right? Is that what it was? The peach tequila, peach rum?
rum.
Okay.
Yeah, rum.
Because I forgot about that. In addition to you had these 5 transfers and you built a whole damn tequila company. And okay. So I'm saying it's like you fallen into this cycle, and not that there's anything wrong with it. However, you could do something way more less that requires less of your like your energy. You know what I'm saying? Like something e-commerce, something that what I mean, like operates with very minimum like running ability if you wanted to be with your kids. I'm just saying your life, your husband affords you that particular lifestyle. And again, we let everybody get into our ears about what that looked like. But I feel like that would be the point and why you have the money is to be able to be at home with your fucking kids.
Yeah. Well,
I took
you
my
know, a
kids
lot of
to
rich people
daycare
got
on my
nannies.
off day because I might have needed to do some running around. Now maybe
Nah, they
not
always
every
here.
off day.
If you work, I worked 13, 14 hours a day
Mhm.
and commute. So damn Skippy on my day off, I went dropping my kids off nowhere.
I feel that though.
Yeah,
But that's
yeah.
what I mean. Maybe not every off day, but if I did, it might have been because I had some
Mhm.
business, you know what I'm saying, something to take care of. But no, I spend all the time I could with my kids.
Yeah,
I
especially
just
while
was
they're
that way. Yeah.
yeah, especially while they're little.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, get that baby up out of here.
And I guess that's probably that's probably why I feel
I
that
don't think
way
she's wrong
about
on either though.
Jamia and about watching her in this journey. Not that I'm not empathetic to what it is she wants to achieve, but I think I'm just like, you don't seem like a person that's really checked into that, to that journey. So maybe that, and maybe because maybe it will be a deal breaker for them. Maybe she already knows that. Um, but she needs to go and tell her husband.
Well, he knows that the transfers didn't work. He just don't want to be there for the filming.
I think that she doesn't, because I feel like if he has the ability, like if there's more to do, that he might be wanting more to do. And I think I think her in general, and I think it happened this episode, or was that a clip? Because I feel like she's gonna have a conversation with her mom. Um,
Oh, I haven't seen that. Only clip
then
I've
it's a
seen is
clip, and it hasn't come up yet. But she is. I saw a clip, and it must be for next week, where she's gonna have a conversation in that kitchen with her mom, and she's going to express the fear of not knowing, even if they was able to take, if the baby going to be healthy like the second baby. And see, that's where, do you see what I mean? Like, sure, that sounds like a very real, thing that you should be thinking about and considering, instead of running all over the fucking city trying to build up businesses, here, there, and everywhere. Unless you've already made your mind up that that's not the road you want to take, because that unknown factor, whether you're doing it her way or your natural way, that is scary.
yeah. And even because I don't think she wants to try to do that.
Mhm.
Do the whole egg retrieval again,
Well, she
all
just
that.
went and got her body done. Again, that don't sound like somebody who want to prepare their body to be doing none of that shit. But I agree.
Yeah, I mean, true, but I think all of the doing the hormones and all that and how hard it is on people even just to try to have the eggs retrieved, even to have the get the surrogate to take it. Um, I would, yeah, definitely, especially with her expressing about the second child.
Hmm.
Um, because I know one of my neighbors when we were kids, there was two boys. I always knew about the two boys. I never knew they had a sister that
Hmm.
was a couple months older than me. And until one day we got locked out the house. And then we sat over there, called my grandma so my grandmother can come open the door. And I see this little girl in there, no bigger than probably a 9-month-old baby. At the time, I'm like, about, I don't know, middle school at least, probably about eighth grade. So this girl should be about 13, 14 years old, and she had cerebral palsy. And I was just, you know how you go in it, because I had no idea. And we've been living by these people for a long time. I had no idea there was a girl up in there. And she has cerebral palsy. And so there's an age gap in that girl and then the next one. I think it's about 6 years.
Hmm.
And then they had him, and then they had another one. So I said, but me and my mother was talking about it not too long ago, and we was like, she's, I'm surprised they went on to have more kids, because I would have thought something would have been, if that
Hmm.
could have happened again, because
Hmm.
that girl, she's passed on now. I think she lived to be around like 20 or 21 or so like that. But to have to go through that with, a child like that, she was a
Hmm.
little. person, because they had her like she was sitting in a car seat, like a
Mm-hmm.
carrier or something. And I
Mm-hmm.
go, wow, I was just shocked. I wasn't trying to really stare at her, but when you're a kid, you looking, I'm like, I didn't
Yeah.
even, as much as they played with my brothers, and I had no clue that was this. So yeah, if I was Shamia, I definitely would be kind of focusing on like, okay, we got this baby that's special needs. Maybe she may grow out of it or whatever. But the
Mm-hmm.
issue is now that she's like she is and has these health problems, and to bring another baby in the world, I think those nannies gonna be working hard because they ain't gonna be me.
Well, that it sounds like it. That's the truth. Gonna have about 5 of them, okay? But and again, and I just roll my eyes to that because the audacity. For me, that's kind of what it is. It doesn't matter about the money phase of it. It's the audacity that's what you would do. That you would bring kids in the world with that particular plan of how to bring them up. It's ridiculous and shameful. And we need to talk more about it instead of glorifying it.
And a lot of
Um,
people do it though.
yeah, no, you're right. But that's
Hmm.
why I say we need to talk more about it though, instead of, because I think I brought this up last season with Shamir, even, pertaining to this surrogacy. It was
Hmm.
just like again, without trying to feel or be empathetic, but it feel like when do you get satisfied, you know what I mean, like, and to your point, like you might not get a boy, so but where does the satisfaction come in at, you know what I mean, like
I think maybe I believe she's probably satisfied. She's trying to
that's
satisfy
why I
that
said she
husband.
probably
Yeah.
need to have a conversation with her
With
husband
him.
because
Yeah.
I agree with you in that aspect. She wouldn't be running around doing all of this other shit if in my
Mhm.
opinion, if that was your focus.
So yeah.
And like you said, with the hormones and things, that I mentioned her getting her body done. To your point, they gain, like you gain
Yeah.
weight, all kind of stuff. So you're not planning on going to do that, and you just got a, lipo 360 and a, whatever type of makeover.
So I don't know. That's a bit much. So and he don't like her doing love scenes with a man or any, whatever. He don't like watching it. I said it sounds like that time when Candy was on the shot and she had to do that love scene at the yeah on
Mm-hmm.
the shot.
Mm-hmm.
And Ty had an issue with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like really, they acting. So I didn't
Well,
know
I
how to.
guess we only got an issue with it when it's not in their own bedroom.
Well, he got an issue with her being with a man. Because remember, they can do threesomes. She can do
Mm-hmm.
threesome with a woman, but not with no man.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's a whole other
Uh-huh.
thing. But I
So,
was like, you never know. It might get wilder than that if it's
I don't
all
think
four
so.
of them. I'm just saying, what here? Once you open one door, don't try to tell me about what the limits are. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You've already
He
crossed
said he
them.
gonna be the only dick in the room.
Yeah, I imagine so. And again, sound good to me. But again, once you cross limits, don't try to,
Yeah.
kind of reiterate to me what the limits are. Shit, like you've already stepped over there. So who knows how wild it get for real? Shit.
He said he gonna
You
be the
just keep
only
it to
one.
yourself. Like you could have kept that, but you know what nobody would know
Mhm.
if you hadn't said it. That's why that's why I say things about. I think there are things that people say, and it is like I don't know if like I guess shock value is the word, but going back to Michelle, I think she thinks that she's resonating. I just don't know if she feels like she's resonating with the right people that she want to resonate with. Cause some of this shit you talk is real hood and ghetto.
That's y'all girl. Y'all I'm just look, I'm just getting to know her this season. That's y'all girl, but it's entertaining to me.
Yeah, I'm just keeping it 100. It's entertaining. I never said it wasn't. I just don't think she's speaking to the audience that she wants to speak to. Like what she say about Phaedra having the white housewife fears. Yeah, the stuff you pulling, you're not speaking to them.
Girl, it's just entertaining.
Yes. Hmm.
Yes. So then we have Kelly with her daughter, and the daughter is in college. This is the only one she can film with. And I guess in this care package, it got some condoms in there, and she's talking to her about this college agreement. And basically, the girl told her, "Shoot, you got pregnant with me in college."
Mhm.
So either she got pregnant in college and had her, after she graduated or whatever, or soon after, and her daughter asked if, with this contract, and she lives up to her end of it, could she get a car? And Kelly was like, "No, I'm broke, girl." And she goes, but she said, "What about a restaurant?" She said, "That might, something to help you learn how to earn money or whatever. But, you have
But
to get
that's
the."
what, yeah, that's what I think that was very smart.
Mhm.
Um, Yeah, I thought that was smart. That I think that that is exactly what some of these parents who have have afforded themselves that opportunity to even introduce their kids into a different type of lifestyle. But the most important things, like, I don't agree with getting these high school kids BMWs and Porsches, and we're not even gonna get into the prom bullshit, the send offs they do. I think that is don't get me wrong. I enjoy everything that I see. They all pretty, all of the things. But are they appropriate in my opinion? Absolutely not. Because why? This child hasn't earned the what why are they going to prom in a Porsche? Especially if you don't drive one. Like, like get out of here. Mustang, okay, I can go with that. But and even a limo, like the traditional stuff, cool. So, huh?
But I was going to say, you about to take away the limo too?
No, that's what I'm saying. The traditional stuff I'm cool with, but it's kind of like the extra, like we just, sometimes we take one thing and we just go too far. And I feel like those are one of the things. So back to, like even the celebrity kids and things. I don't agree with getting your high schoolers, BMWs and G Wagons and things like that, because I do think it's most important that they earn it. And while they may be doing a great job at school and all the things, that's their only fucking job. So that still is in perspective about what they get. Because don't get me wrong, I spoil my kids. And I think that all kids should be, if they're able to, in whatever capacity that is, right? I don't give a damn what your income level is. Your child should feel spoiled. Right? You know what I'm saying? So fine, but I'm also saying there's a balance about it, and I use the word spoiled, but I use that loosely to say, yeah, if they doing the things that they should, and are supposed to be doing, then you reward them if you that way. But having things at an age before it's even your time to know what that is, that's inappropriate.
Well, I'm gonna go this way with it. I can't see Blue Ivy going to high school driving a
Like what you say, a Toyota
yeah,
Hyundai?
no. I'm not.
Honey,
So
listen, I can see Blue Ivy driving herself to
I mean, because
school.
more than likely they're probably going to schools that's costing 30, 40, $50,000 a
Right.
semester. So they're going to be driving the cars that the other kids is driving. These people are
Mm-hmm,
super rich.
hmm.
So she ain't pulling
But
up in a.
what I would think is you might have a driver. You know what I mean? Not say that I think, like,
Yeah, but
even
still,
with
once
that,
they get a
I
chance
think
to
I
get a
understand
car.
what you're saying. Like there's a mix and a community that you are accustomed to. But
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I think that she would have a driver. I think her car. Now, again, I ain't saying a Toyota, right? I'm not saying Toyota, but I'm not. I'm talking like let's say Benz, like a Lexus. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when you think about the hierarchy of luxury cars,
But
what
they parents ain't driving no Lexus. She probably ain't fucking seen a Lexus before up close. So
okay, fine,
no.
Lexus is real old. Okay, so that was the first step, right? So then we
Look, let me tell you something. I was watching something and they had Ti little girl was what's her name, the little bitty baby, what's the
Paris.
yes, and they
Mhm.
had her and what's the little bitty the little girl the what's that damn little girl name, little kind of brown skinned little girl with a whole bunch of hair, kind of little chubby cute girl. They was doing something together. This was like last year or the year before, but they had them to like name like expensive cars, right? And the little, I can't remember what the little girl name was. She couldn't even really think. But Harris said something I ain't never heard of. Girl, I had to go look the shit up. I said, oh, okay. Just let you know this baby is not even in my league because she named something that
Yeah.
I don't even know of.
But see, and I'm okay with her having knowledge of it. That's what I'm saying. I'm okay with the exposure. And the great thing about it is learning how to get your own tail into that car. Not thinking that your dad is supposed to go and purchase it. Like for me, I think those would be excellent goals that would, for them to achieve. And so going back to Kelly, kind of saying, hey, like I will gift you with a business. Sierra did the same thing on Love and Hip Hop with her daughter. I think, and her daughter graduated from cosmetology school, but she had the glam shot. She signed that over to her daughter. And listen, now, and you hope that they do well with it. But what I'm saying most importantly is it does just give them a sense of how to get how to make the money, how to get the money, and you help them that much more by having something that is almost established. You know what I'm saying? Like to push them. So I like that. I like that.
Well, I don't disagree. I'm just saying that when you have different income brackets,
No,
it's just
yeah,
yeah,
you're
it's
right.
just
You there is a point to what you're saying, and I
Mhm.
and I can see what you mean.
Yeah.
I guess I just think, yeah, maybe I'm thinking on the level of what I be seeing with the prom stuff. Like and the people who doing that shit. Like, you know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
not for me to say who can afford what. But all I mean is just some stuff just feel out of balance. You know what I'm saying? And I just, it's like, but like you said, that when you roll in a different circle, things are a little different. I got you.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
yeah, I understand it because when I've seen some of the prom send offs and seen the people living like very looks like poor, but they doing all these extravagant things. I'm like, okay, go ahead then. Blow your money.
Yeah, like I'm okay with send offs. Well, I think that's a part of the tradition, right?
Yeah, well,
Sure.
okay.
Like the send off is a part of the
No, I ain't
tradition.
talking about that. I'm
I'm
talking about
okay with
all
the
the.
declaration, but I kind of like I'm okay with like a backdrop. I'm okay with the most simplest things. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm
I'm okay
okay if
with
it
a
looks
little
like you
red
can afford
carpet,
it.
huh?
I'm okay with it. It just okay. If I'm looking at a send off in my neighborhood and somebody got a fucking helicopter as the backdrop, we like, that really. But
Overboard, too much.
if if I'm looking at a send off in a very upscale neighborhood with I wouldn't even think twice about it. But
But
so
you
when
want to know something? They're not doing that shit over there.
who knows? They just
That's
probably
what's
putting it
so
up
funny
there.
about it. If you really pay attention, they're not like yeah. I had three sons go to high school, and they all went to their proms, homecomings, and everything. We didn't do anything even, and I thank God because to your point, what we was talking about with the celebrity kids and everything, that just wasn't what was going on. Like that we met together. There was you got refreshments and food. We might have had a spot we went to for them to take pictures. The nature was the backdrop. You know what I'm Nobody, but I'm saying, and just in general, they weren't out of place because nobody, like that just wasn't happening. And so that's what I mean. Like in the upscale neighborhoods, they're not doing that. It's other types of neighborhoods that's going in. They're having send offs, but it don't look shit like that.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
um I'm just like this. If however you want to spend your money, go ahead and spend
And that's
it.
the
I don't
truth
give a
too.
damn.
Yeah,
I
like,
like to
and that's
say
the truth too.
so if that's what you saved up to do it with, go ahead. I don't know. Maybe got somebody evidently these people got some ballers in their lives.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
because usually us hardworking people ain't throwing your money down the toilet for one day like that.
yeah.
I,
Well,
I, I just ain't. I just ain't. I mean, my kids, I would say, were spoiled. But I'm not having a helicopter as a backdrop.
yeah.
No, so no. But if you got
I
it,
mean, like
flaunt
you
it.
said, it may have been a few things you splurge here or whatever. I don't know. Like I say, sometimes some stuff is just a little overboard, and I just think some of the things, like even with like going back, it's almost like we do this big thing because some of the stuff gets looking like wedding receptions or something, and it's kind of like, do you feel like they not gonna celebrate something else? Like I don't understand I don't get it.
I
I
think
think that's what it is.
I think it's the trend. It's the trend, and now
Okay.
everybody wants to do it.
Okay.
Just like the same kind of thing, like when it was the trend to go and get your parents standing in line for them damn Jordans. That was the trend. Most of the people was in line was the poor people. It
Yeah,
wouldn't be, that is what it is. So
mhm,
it's the trend. This is the thing that somebody made that the thing to do, and
mhm,
everybody's going to stun on them.
mhm.
So that's like my mom called it showboating.
Yeah, I
So
was
you
gonna say keeping
showboating.
up with the Joneses.
Yeah, so they showboating, and usually people who showboat don't really have it like that. So that
Okay.
that's it is what it is. I
And Kelly let her daughter know, no.
don't got it.
Don't even worry about that. Get that on out your brain, right?
Girl, I'm like, did she get rid of them 17 purses from last year? Did you find them? Because you was showing us a whole bunch of stuff. Now you broke
I
this year,
mean,
but
you might be, maybe so. And one thing, like, even though I'm like it, like I say, the transparency is cool, and for me, it doesn't make me look at her any less.
oh
Like,
no.
you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you's front, and you really, it don't make me look at her that way. I'm kind of appreciative that she's open that way, but I guess for me with a business again, I think more what I'm taking out of it is just kind of just that thought of not knowing how to try to build business and go into it right. So like again, not being your personal guarantor, you know what I mean, to
Yeah.
your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And how that can just kind of go wrong, and especially with restaurants having like the type of turnover they do. Because
Yeah.
even with like her thing, chicken and wop. Now, listen, they say that chicken good. I might have to try to give me some, but that feels trendy. You know what I mean? In the
Yeah. It is. It's
as
very trendy.
restaurants
Yeah.
go,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
And I would also say especially when she already have one, then she opened up the other one thinking that it was gonna do it just as well, and it's not.
And
So
you got
all
the
the money
17
she's
Kelly bags in your thing, because like you saying, now you get now the one did good. So what you went out doing was spend all the money.
well, and then all the, getting the thing up and running and all this overhead cost that she had,
Mm-hmm.
then not getting the money from the
Mm-hmm.
ex-husband. So I can see where one minute you doing fine, and then because it happens, and
Yeah,
the
for
next minute
sure.
you bankrupt.
Yeah.
So, and I
Man,
mean,
you just got more zeros to work with than some of us. That's all.
yes.
A couple more
So and
commas,
then
maybe.
just like some of
Because
these
I'm
people,
sure her idea of like broke or, even what makes her have to go into bankruptcy, it wouldn't be anything like what my, you know what I'm saying,
yeah.
finance portfolio is looking like.
Yeah, and plus they want to stop it, stop the hemorrhage, cut it off quickly,
Hmm.
before it start affecting, the credit and all that
Hmm.
stuff too. So, but yeah, for people who say that Kelly don't have nothing going on, I say she do. She got a
Hmm.
lot. I really feel like she does. And I like Kelly. I mean, she got on my nerves, but one thing I do like about Kelly, because people are saying that, oh, she won't say some of the stuff she just said in the confessional.
I
I
feel
feel
like that's
like,
Kate Michelle.
Yeah, but people were
That's not
saying that about
Kelly.
Kelly at first too.
As soon when we get to that dinner, listen. As soon as what you call it, that little slick comment, Kelly does not hold her tongue.
No, she don't. She didn't hold
Yeah,
her
I
tongue
don't
when
know
she
what
first
the
got on
people
the
talking
show.
about when it comes to that. She does not hold, like you said, that first episode, her first damn time on camera, she
Yes.
calling Porsha out about why she stole that man's husband, which kind of feel like that might have been something she got from Shamia. I'm gonna tell y'all again, going back to Shamia
Everybody
being.
knew about that now.
Well, no, I'm not saying everybody didn't, but because right, the her saying it was
Is what
something that
everybody thought.
was what everybody thought for sure. But what I am pitching the thread to, again with her new best friend, is still going back to when we got to find out whatever this is between that her and Porsha do end up getting into. And I'm saying because at that table, Shamia made a comment that kind of, for me, I said, oh, okay. Like it made me think I was on the right track. That whatever they get into it about, she about to say something about that, about her, probably knowing Simon ahead of time. Or something to that effect. She's about to allude to something other than whatever Porsha has given us about that. And so, like I say, that was last season. I'm just putting that little. I'm like, because sometimes stuff happen, and then you go back, you like, oh, okay. So I'm saying she probably felt so comfortable with saying this because it wasn't a question. She said, like, she said it to her in as a statement, but it was a joking statement. She wasn't inquiring if she did. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it felt like you already knew. Even though, again, I understand all of the semantics behind it, but Shamia just don't have her
because
hands clean.
did you
Shamia
watch Carlos King last night? And what Claudia had to say?
Oh, I did watch Carlos King. What remind me about Claudia. Because Claudia talked too fucking much. Claudia wanna be down so freaking bad. But I'm gonna tell you, like, this is the thing that Claudia, and she did it when she was on her season, but even now it's too much. Like what I'm about to say is she went back on whatever her confirmation was about, because Porsha said she had said that they did know the same person.
They dated the same person.
They dated,
that's what
right.
Porsha said.
And then
and
last night
she said,
folded back on that.
She said, because I did not say that. I said they were friends.
Right.
Yes.
And see, my point with that is you talk too fucking much. You be too busy trying to be fucking funny and trying to, you know what I'm saying, have the tea, spill the tea. When sometimes, even if you are in the know, you probably need to shut the fuck up.
Girl, she doing like everybody else doing. Shit.
Well, Carlos ain't about to say shit.
Yeah, because he on a different level than she is.
Bravo. He can say whatever he wants.
Yeah, he can. But he wants to do the interviews with everyone too.
But and that's my point with Claudia. She wonder why you get your ass dragged all the time, and it be because of shit like that. Like you want everybody to believe you, and you don't lie. And I'm not saying that she did lie, but what I am saying is, if you spewing out stuff and then you got to come back and clean it up, what the fuck we need to hear from you for? Why are you trying to steal me?
So she said that it was more things that Kelly could have actually said, because if they have the same friend, this African man, has basically stated that what Porsha was to all those African guys.
Right. Yeah. So. Like, and I could have tossed some water in Claudia's face, because ain't no way in the world you ever really gonna get me to sit down and think. You'd have to some stuff, this because that's the type of person. Some stuff you got to get the person, and I'm gonna need to hear it out their mouth. You never gonna get me to believe that anybody is calling Porsha a pass around, let alone treating her like one. I don't believe it. Now, and again, here's the other part. I I can't say what somebody does, Porsha said to somebody. So she could be repeating. She could be repeating very much what somebody said. But that's why you gotta have at least 2 damn cents in your brain. Cause can't nobody just come to me and tell me any fucking thing. Like you just can't. You know what somebody tried to ask me if I thought Diana Ross was grooming Michael Jackson? Okay, right.
I don't know these people. That's all I can say is I don't know these people. And this thing is not charging. Hold on. I don't know these folks, and that's that. I don't know.
True.
Yeah.
I agree with that, but I'm saying, don't you know that some stuff just sound just sound crazy? And if it is true, I'm gonna need a little bit more than this conversation that we having. You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't feel. No, you're not gonna get me to believe that the African men in Atlanta is treating Porsha like a pass around. You got that confused. If anything, maybe he said that because she didn't give him no play.
I think that's supposed to be the one that bought her the car. That's what she said.
Well, yeah, that's what. And Claudia is dragging that shit down. Like, girl, she been trying to prove that this. Porsha done had 3-4 Africans after that, and she is still trying to attach her to this car that some African bought. Claudia, girl, let it go.
But only thing, okay, so when where were we at? Oh, almost that way. So I don't know. All I know, it seems like they got a lot of them are Eskimo wives. They all them being with the same guys look like to me.
Kind of to your point about the kid with the cars, and I think I say this about celebrities in general. That makes sense because y'all have to frequent the same circles, and generally, not many of y'all are dating down to the fact of, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going out to get the regular Joe Smo. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it would seem to me like, yeah, that it's a circle, and that is probably not that large. And so people probably date some of the same people. And again, I wonder what everybody's, like when we call people our exes and things, I wonder what that definition is.
Oh, hopefully it means that they consummated.
Well, it sounds like Kmichelle is passed around, and here she is spreading her own tea because, right, you are jumping across the table about that man for some reason, and it can't be just because Porsha went out on a date with him.
From what I heard, that what they were saying, seen online, that they were connecting Mano to both of them, R. Kelly to both of them, and somebody else. Seems like they had several,
Okay, yeah, like
so I don't know if it's So I don't know if it's just that one or whatever. Hold on. Yeah, so I don't know. I just feel like
I don't know why Kay worried about either of them though. So
I don't get it. Other than the fact that, okay, let's get to Sway because I like this episode. So I mean this scene. You got Sway and Porsha. They're going out to some I think it was a speakeasy, they said it was. And this is a place they actually either they met or went there together. Did they meet there 10 years ago? They pointed to an area where they met, and she said that I think Porsha ghosted her. Porsha said she wasn't really ready to, even, know if she wanted to do something like that. So Porsha lets her know that she's still exploring her options, and she's exploring her options with her and a man. And she said, but she's not basically not taking her for granted because she know that Sway can take care of her, as she said. And that she's just basically, weighing her options, and she's dating. And Sway asked her if she could see herself with a woman. And basically Portia said, yeah, and if it works, then I'm gonna love you basically out loud, is what she said in her confessional. I was just looking at the interaction between the two. I don't believe Portia and that dude Mike got nothing going on. I
No.
don't. And it just don't seem like it. But the way she was so giddy and smiling, and it just seemed like, okay, there is chemistry there for real, for real, for
I
real.
can agree. It does feel like there was chemistry, and I'm not going to back down. I do think Portia is
Oh
just
yeah,
the highest bidder. Also, that I
yes.
think Mike probably wasn't, spending enough money. Just in general.
Because why you saying
Um,
the mariachi band? I didn't get that.
yeah, maybe it's a private joke between them, but
Was
yeah,
that
I don't
Taco
know.
Tuesday? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I'm with you on that. Again, clearly he wasn't spending enough money. Um, but I did. I mean, I thought they had a decent interaction. I'm always very. I don't know. I'm just always curious about how like women like Sway, they know that they want to date women and only women. Because like when Portia, mentioned that she was dating a guy, she's like,
Her
oh,
face,
you
yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah. And so it's just like I'm just always confused about why y'all go date straight girls. Because even though Portia is dating her, I think this way about Niecy Nash as well. And maybe it's because of my introduction into it. So I and I don't want to label anybody per se, and I'm confused by a lot of the labels that are out here. But so that's kind of where I just keep things very black and white, cut and dry. If somebody spent their life being attracted to men and dating men, and I do understand fine about whatever this attraction and chemistry and everything. Um, but I would think that their appetite is still for men, at some point. Like I don't, it's just confusing to me, but clearly it's not even for me to try to decipher. I wish them nothing but luck. As long as she spends the money, I think they'll be fine. But I
Well,
think the same way, like if they broke up, even with Sway and Portia, if they broke up, I don't see Portia going and get another girlfriend. I see her going back dating men.
oh, she might go, but I don't think
Well,
that.
and right, that I don't know the lady, and
Yeah,
she could be more wherever she at on the scale,
yeah,
than
I
what
think
I
she.
know. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
'cause I think
But
she more on that scale. I mean,
maybe so.
maybe I would say this. Some people, okay, that's put their foot in the lady pond or the toe or whatever, maybe used to being intimate with a woman, but not being in a relationship with a woman. And that may be the two different things. Me and my brother, one time we were talking, he was talking about some of the girls that were studs and how these stud girls still end up pregnant. And he was like, because it was a stud girl I'd seen that got 3 dang on kids. And I'm like,
Mm, okay,
brother, like,
right. Yeah,
she still wants the D. That's what I'm
yeah.
trying to go. So I understand, like, far as like, okay, I don't know if Sway is all,
I
has
would assume not, because that would be trans.
no, 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 no. No,
Oh,
I'm talking about like being with a guy. If she's
oh,
one
okay,
of those
yeah, yeah.
girls,
Well, from her face, I'm going to make the assumption that it's no.
I would say, yeah. My cousin the same way.
Oh,
And,
okay.
and
Do
and
her
then
face do that whenever somebody mention a man?
yeah, my cousin act like she the man. So, but she still be getting the man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, okay.
Um, and so I would assume that okay, we just do the Brad and Judy. We know the Brad used to go with Allen
Mhm,
Iverson.
mhm, mhm.
So, but now she's into Judy and Judy is into her and Judy has children. The Brad carried the baby.
Well,
So
also, I think Brad also said that she had been dating females, like it wasn't like. her relationship before Judy was a guy. That was more Judy, if anything.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
of course. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we just are in here discussing Real Housewives of Atlanta, the latest episode, season 17, episode 8. Okay, you back? All right.
Yeah. So yeah, I hope that sometimes when women are like that in those types of situations, and the woman that's the stud like lady, um yeah, I understand what you're saying. Why would they date straight girls? Same reason why gay boys like DL men.
Yeah, I
Something.
mean, it feels like it's just
A
like a
fetish.
set up for heartbreak. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what it seemed like too. Yeah. So,
Mhm.
good luck to them. And these,
That's all I
I said,
got.
I can't even picture Sway with a baby, but hell, I couldn't picture my cousin with one either. So her baby didn't make it, but it was so funny. It was Thanksgiving that year, and my brother is so blunt, the one that has the restaurant. And when she came in there, he was like, "What the fuck?" I said, "What?" He said, "Did you do it the old-fashioned way?" Yes. And she wanted a baby. She was 30, and she wanted a baby. And when she was about 6 months or whatever, 6, 7 months, I think she went into eclampsia.
Mm-hmm.
And she went blind, and honey, baby didn't make it. Oh yeah. And then they thought that she was gonna have to do a hysterectomy, and she's like, what? Because she wants kids,
Mm-hmm.
because she wants to experience motherhood. um
I was gonna ask you that to say, because I wonder when people say stud, is that just a way to describe the way a person is dressing? Because I wonder if there's a difference. That's what I mean. That's why I said, well, do she do her face the way that Sway did? Like there's some men, gay men, like some gay men be like, oh, they experimented with a girl, right, in high school or whatever, and you can see them be completely turned off. You know what I mean? Like by the thought of boobs, vagina. And, you know what I'm saying? Like they like feel it appears that they discussed it, and so and so that's the way that Sway. Like that was the look I got on her face. It was kind of like she did this like eye roll, but was a little disgusted, about it.
I thought she was. I took it as to like the competition. Oh man, it's with a
Well,
guy.
and that it's
So like,
like a guy, right?
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
And
I
it's
can't
kind of like
compete.
that. So with that being said, it would appear to me that she places herself in a place of male dominance, right? Like in a male atmosphere. Like I'm not saying that she's acting like a man, like, and that's what I mean in the sense that I wonder, what do people mean when they call people studs? Like, are
I
they just coming off a dress, or is this a person who um lives their life as a male, like with male, not just energy, because there could be tom girls who are not studs or gay, you
Yeah,
know what I
well, I
mean?
call her a stud, and my cousin a stud. But that stud, Sway wants to have a baby. Not that she want Porsha to carry it. She want to carry her
Hmm.
own goddamn on baby.
Hmm.
So that's giving me feminine energy there.
I feel like,
Yeah.
I think that's taking advantage of what you have, and that
Yeah.
you can, you know what I mean?
And she
For
wants a
sure.
baby. And she
Yeah,
wants to
but
experience
like
mother.
we said, but like I'm so like do you remember all those years ago? Of course, it had to be all those years ago because it was on Oprah. But it was one of the first one. Like she had a guy on there. They coined the show "The Pregnant Man." Now
Yeah.
this is before all of the terminology. But even then, I was like in high school or something. But I remember being very annoyed
Yeah.
with the show, because it's like, but that's not what's happening here. Like he's not a man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
it's a whole woman.
Exactly. And
Well,
but that was
okay,
because she had taken testosterone, she got a beard. Like you sitting up here looking at us like a man. And so that's what I mean with the difference in those two is like like you said, there is some like they're not cut off to what their body parts are.
yeah.
If
I
that
think the one thing with what I call studs and we have trans, I think the stud does recognize that there are women, but they like to present as a boy or a man. Because to me,
Mhm,
they look
mhm,
like boys. They don't look like
mhm.
men. But a trans man, from what I would assume, don't believe they think that they are or feel like they are in the wrong body. And
Right.
so far as like I only can speak for my cousin, I don't think or she's never said that I'm in the wrong body.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know,
Mhm.
she worked
Okay,
with what she
so
got.
it's just like a like that like an energy or presence, like a male more presence.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit more than time boy.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay, right. I feel that.
So
Okay.
I
Okay.
think kind of male presenting, but not that trans where you
Right, right.
identify because I don't know if Sway identify as he
I
or
don't believe
him.
so. Yeah.
So
Okay.
and I've
Well, I mean,
seen
will sway. I don't know. So you know what I mean. It could be a they them type of deal. And you want to
uh,
know something? I feel I'm more comfortable with the they them as far as how to like how to call
the
pronoun
pronoun.
and that. Yeah, it's like at first I thought it was a little bit but then I thought about it, I'm like it's way easier to say they than trying to figure out the a he or a she.
Girl, I
I
hate it
would.
when I'm on the phone because with people and I've called men,
Yeah,
ma'am.
I made the
I've done
mistake,
it. I'm
and
like,
they
oh,
go
I'm
back
so
to my
sorry.
whole day. Like that's why I say it's just it is easier to call everybody's day.
I'm like, what? I always think of plural. That's why I always so like, what are we doing?
Exactly. No, I understand. Or
Uh huh.
reference, right? But then that's what made me think about it. Like, oh, it's actually easier to call somebody they anyway because you like in writing in English when you use they, you're referencing. You know what I mean? A
Hmm.
person. So yeah, and that's what you're doing anyway when you
Yeah,
say they. You know what I mean?
they over there. Yeah. Hmm.
Uh huh.
But yeah, so Sway and Portia thing, I'm like, okay, she doing a lot of smiling. It just
Hmm.
you can see, like when you
Yeah,
first,
it was really cute and sweet.
yeah, when you first get with somebody you like and you kind of got the
Hmm.
butterflies and all that, and
Hmm.
that just all exude through that daggone scene. I'm like, okay, I don't even know why she playing
It
with
was
Mike.
like when she was with Dennis.
Yes,
Hmm.
and sometimes it still come across like that with her and did this to me. It just seems, I mean, just where it looks like they
Hmm.
have a nice little banter with each other, and it just
Yeah.
seems like, oh, why don't they get back together? But whatever. So then we have Phaedra. Oh, first of all, before we get there, Sway did ask if Portia had any baby daddy drama. And she was basically saying, it seems like what did she say? Not when she's with
Basically,
someone.
he cool whenever she not in a relationship, but then
Hmm.
when she gets in a relationship, that's when he kind of start tripping.
Okay. So who knows? Good luck.
Right.
So
You gonna wish
we
them luck.
Phaedra in her healing event. So she says she's a Reiki master. And we have Pinky and Kim. They're riding together and they got to pick up Shamia. And Kim just lets, okay, Michelle, whatever, wants to let it be known that, her ass is on fire and she can't get in the water. So she got a doctor's excuse. Cynthia gets there early. She has to leave early. She got a plane to catch. Portia comes, swimming suit, thong, net. Told you her and Shamia the same.
Hmm.
um, Cynthia said it reminds her of the whole Kenya thing and trying to copy Phaedra. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I thought, oh, the swimming suit was everything. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Um, but so then Drew gets there and basically Cynthia tells her, "Oh, you getting better at your with your health issue or whatever." And for a minute, she looked kind of like a deer in headlights. Like, what the fuck is she talking about? And she was talking about her what she said, time blindness. Her her what she said earlier, some kind of medical condition she got. As if she couldn't even remember her damn lie.
Right.
And so Phaedra said she is Andronette 2000. She says that Lizzo better watch out because she could play that damn flute now. She's been playing it for years. So when the girls finally arrive, you got Shamia, Kmichelle, and Pinky. And then we have what is the oh god, I can't think of her name. Lord, I hate this. Nana Chicken and Waffle Girl. Oh
Oh,
god.
Kelly.
Kelly arrives and she's about crying. So something must be really, really going on. I said maybe this.
Well, Kim Potter on his show, which that is something like sometimes the fans we be forgetting like what be happening in social media while they filming. So she was going through all that mess with her husband.
Oh,
Or
I
yeah,
said,
the divorce and all that stuff, and then with the
I was wondering if the
store.
business had shut down at that
Yeah,
time.
right. Yeah, that's with the
Uh-huh.
store and all of that. So she hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, so she there and gives no fucks. We gonna
Hmm.
see.
You're right. What I say, she hanging on by a thread. She lucky to see her. Okay.
Girl, that is something else there. Oh my damn thing about to cut off. Okay, so then she so okay, this here they have these look like what are those blow up beds or whatever in the water.
Yeah.
And she has a little Apollo come out there and help. He take off his little shirt. I don't look at him all cut up.
Right.
A little Aiden. And for some reason, Shamia's hers start to deflate. So she's like, these bitches really don't like me because they're trying to kill me. Um, so after all that, they do the little Reiki blowing in the flute or whatever. And Pinky says she kind of felt like it was coldish, like a cold. I thought it was a little different. And when I really thought about how Dr. Heavenly had felt about it when she had did it, and
Hmm.
Dr. Heavenly was kind of, I think one thing, if you're kind of like, a Christian or whatever, sometimes certain things, if you're not familiar with it, you kind of feel like it's not of God. I would say that. So Phaedra, she's a Christian, but I guess,
Well, I think we gotta Christian would be, I guess, in my opinion, the word that the world put on it. I think I don't know how Christians are Christians and don't have faith in other spiritualities. Like, you know what I'm saying, in a sense. Now, I'm not saying you're supposed to go messing around with it, but to kind of fit, like, right, to have that thought that, oh, I don't know what's up. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of
well, I
like,
mean, we do believe in other spirituality, but they believe that it's of the devil. That's
that's kind of why I think it's a bit. I think it's a bit immature and ignorant, though. Like, because yeah, we do understand that there are evil and good spirits, but I don't know why you would place that on something that you don't know. You know what I
Well,
mean? Like
anything that's foreign, a lot of people
mhm.
think it's the devil.
That,
But
yeah, which
so they
kind
don't
of
want
could be
to.
the problem. That thought process could be the problem with a lot of things.
Yeah. So they don't know about it. It's the devil. Red lipstick used to be the
Like
devil.
I'm not sure how. I don't have a necessarily opinion about what I feel about Reiki. You know what I mean? Like I don't think I would be opposed to have like doing a session, or I'm not closed off to finding out about it. But I'm the same way about what I was called about inviting spirits around, I would be the same way. But you do that with people you hang out every fucking day sometimes. Like, because that shit happen. Or not every day, but I'm just saying, like, I tell people all the time, like evil can possess people's bodies and they don't even know it.
Yeah, I think a lot of times too, depend on like we say, religion or people who actually follow the Bible, or whatever, different religions or people
That's
of
what and that's what it boils down to, is like, if you are stuck in the
religion.
religious part, right? Yeah, that's
Yeah,
been formulated for you. Because
yeah.
that's what I
So,
mean
because
by,
you
if
can,
you believe, then you believe, and you know that it's there's some force. You know what I'm saying? Other forces.
yeah.
That's like, even
So,
for me, if I'm dating, I tell the person, like, I don't know and I haven't gotten here with anybody, so we'll see if that ever happened. But I need you to believe in something. Like, you can't be a person that's like, and I'm gonna use the word atheist, but it may not even go that far. But like, I need you to have a belief in something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can't be your own belief in you. You know what I mean?
oh,
I'm gonna need you to have a higher power.
oh. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to be unequally yoked, because you can have a higher power, and me and your higher power might not
Well,
yoke
that's what I
well.
mean. Like, I,
Mm.
I haven't gotten there yet. So, like, for instance, I think the closest is I dated somebody who was Muslim. For me, that does not align with, you know what I mean, with me, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't. But again, I would date him because I would certainly not date somebody who's like, oh, F that. You know what I'm like, having that type of attitude. Like, because even though for me, everything goes back to the same thing, but I am not attached to these rituals about stuff. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Hmm.
So that's kind of where that doesn't gel with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm
Hmm.
not attached to and when I say rituals, I'm okay with like, if they pray 5 times a day, you can do that. I mean, more of the pork, or you know what I mean, the cover, you know what I'm saying, like, all of the other
All
things.
the religious stuff.
Mhm,
Yeah, yeah. Because
mhm.
we have people like I said one time I went to a church when I was in military, and I got the hell up out of there because it just reminded me too much of like Jim Jones. I was like,
Mhm,
oh,
mhm. Right,
hell
yeah, like the
no.
ritual and all of that, like, yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause,
nah, nah. It was already a white pastor, predominantly black church.
mhm.
And when he said he was going, they wanted to have like a TV burning, like, which was for what? What did
Yeah,
the TV do?
yeah, right,
And I was
right.
like, I was about 19, and I went there. And the girl had on pants, and girl, them people looked at me like I was some harlot from somewhere. Honey, I might as well have been fucking the pastor or something, because the way they were
Mhm,
looking at me, like, and a face full of not much makeup, but a little bit of makeup on.
mhm.
But yeah, when you the different religions, like I was telling my mom, some people were talking about, like, they have to wear a covering on their head and this, that, and the other. I said, well, shit, them be the same people that gonna bust hell wide open too.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
all that shit is not gonna just send you to heaven just because you doing this, that, the other. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
no,
what I'm.
exactly. So that's kind of what I mean. Like,
Yeah,
I'm open, but it just that has layers to it about
yeah.
stuff. So,
So
and that's like I say, sometimes when people do that, I feel like it's a cop out. And what it lets me know, it lets me know you are probably an immature Christian.
yeah,
That's the
but
way
I
I
tell you
would
what, I'm
see
not gonna do.
it. Mhm.
I'm not doing nothing to conjure up spirits.
Well,
So
no,
yeah.
no, absolutely not. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I was in high school, I am going back to, there are certain things I have interest in, and what I not to practice, but to have knowledge about. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
like? Something like, to your point, most of the things people reject is out of because they don't understand it. Like you said,
Yeah.
if you seek to have some understanding, no mean that you have to do it or agree with it, but you
Yeah.
can understand something. You know
Uh-huh.
what I mean? As opposed to having you're just having an opinion about something that you don't even understand. So I'm gonna say this to say witches. I think we read the Constable was what's the book about the witch hunts. But anyway, so I was interested in that, like, oh, because in my opinion, witches was just on cartoons, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't adapt that was something you could do. So I'm saying that to say I would watch a lot of different stuff. Um, I'm fascinated by it. I am fascinated, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I had but I ain't never did it. We went had a sleepover, the cheerleading team. We had a sleepover, and I wanted to try a Ouija board so bad.
Oh Lord.
Well, yeah. I mean, but I ain't touching no more after that. I can't tell you if the thing moved on its own or not. What we did do is throw that sucker out.
So when you were in high school, was the movie what movie was that? Craft Out? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, The Crucible. That's what that book was, The Crucible. But that was, a book all about the Salem witch
trials.
trials. Yeah. But I'm saying, but as a kid, and that's probably why I didn't think they were real per se. Because I liked Elvira. Like, I like certain horror movies, but there's certain horror movies I don't watch, like the ones that are very deep into possessions and stuff like that. I don't now, like I say, Elvira, Jason, Chucky. Like, I watch those things because I don't know. I think I feel differently about that. But
yeah, anything with the paranormal, I'm not dealing with.
Yeah. I have watched Amityville, but that's it. But see, I only watch that. That's for me again, because when I know something is real, then I want to know more information about it. So that's kind of what got me.
I mean, I watched it before, Amityville Horror, the first one.
Yeah.
But the possession of Emily Rose, I believe.
Okay,
I didn't get through that one. Yeah. I ain't gotta watch it. No, that was Exorcism of Emily Rose, but I ain't got nothing.
No, yeah, I didn't watch that. I didn't even watch The Exorcist, because it's funny because I've always liked horror movies, so every person would always say, you should watch that. I'm not watching
that shit. Because I watched it until the girl kept waking up at 3 a.m. And then why my ass kept doing that for like the next 3 or 4 days. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, see, no.
Yes, no.
I did good to do Poltergeist, and that's because I ain't know no better. Because like some stuff I just watch.
Well, I had no problem with Poltergeist because it just seemed not real. But when they deal with stuff like when we talking about,
somebody coming on the screen and they trying to, speak words to get some spirit out of somebody.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
Girl, because honey, when they do that at church,
I totally agree.
Girl, when they do that at church, I'm getting up out of there.
Like what we're saying about my spirituality, I for sure believe that you have to protect your eyes and your ears. You know what I'm saying? Like, for sure. But that's where, like, we talk about discernment and stuff. So that's why I mentioned that. That's the reason why people probably don't like to debate with me in a sense, because like somebody who would say what Heavenly would say, it's kind of like you probably let demons into your life every day without you even knowing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might be talking to one right now.
Especially when you get the spirit singing, we drinking and all that.
Yeah, I mean, like, so, like,
but I think it's just
I know better.
Yeah, but I think it's
okay
just
to not to. I think the proper way to say is that I don't know enough about it and I'm not comfortable. You know what I mean? But to act like, I don't know, like I say, it feels like an immature Christian.
Oh, well.
And I heard something the other day, which I said I'm gonna keep this on my mind for the Bible told us and the scripture belters. The devil knew the Bible too.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He can quote it better than we can. So yeah, he was there. He saw it. And he still got a third of the angels to follow him.
Okay.
And we ain't seen nothing, and we just going by faith. You know, so it is what it is. But yeah, they did that, and then evidently it didn't work. It did not work.
Honey, well, no, they conjured something.
Yeah, they conjured some spirits, honey, but it ain't the spirits. It wasn't the spirit of this was spirits of I don't evil, deception, and everything else.
Phaedra might need to go do her last class or something. You know?
Yeah, she didn't get her certificate for this. But anyways, so the meditation was over with.
On hold.
Yeah, because the meditation was over with. They went to go eat, and that's when Kmichelle said she come in peace, and she basically wanted to state her case. And she had 4 different things that she has stated, which Black was the 4th, but then you know, her and Drew had their back and forth. God can't help it. Drew and that goddamn on baby's hair was getting on my fucking nerves. I'm like, oh my God, I hate that hairstyle. And I really do. I hate it. It just got on my nerves. I'm like, what the fuck? And you got the nerves talking about somebody else's hair? And I did not like it. But Drew, I understand where she's at with that. I think Kmichelle is reaching with Drew. But the situation of how she kind of came to where she was at with Porsha, if you think that way, if you think people are going to get you, so then every little breadcrumb you picking up. And I think what did it for me is, why is a man calling you to tell you what Porsha had to say? And say that, because to me the man sound messy, but to say that she always is taking somebody's man. And I'm like, what in the hell is going on here?
It's such a lazy, reoccurring theme, right? You know what I mean? Like, Kay, you got better brains than that. Like, you could come with something better.
But the thing of it is, too, here, because like I've said, I can't wait till we get to the next episode, because I'm tired of damn fucking Angela. For real. I am. I feel like she ain't got shit going on, and she really coming for poor Shamia for whatever reason. You're part of the core 4. Let Porsha tell it, but you keep sneak dissing Porsha in the fucking confessionals, and which I don't like. And I hope that Porsha calls her out on that shit when they come to the reunion, because you keep sneak dissing.
She is, and I get what you're saying. She has, because every time somebody mentions it. Like she said, well, are you surprised? You know, and I'm like, here's where I'm at. Outside of Simon, I'm not really sure who of the husbands y'all might be referring to. And we know Claudia feel like she got the tea on that, and she, you know, did everything but slit her wrist and pour the blood out to get it to her.
Only thing I would say is R. Kelly, because she put it in her book.
And this is the thing that really kind of bothers me sometimes with the girl on girl, these women, and at the age that we are. Is it at all possible? And I feel, Porsha, I pose this as far as what she got to say about Kelly as well. But is it at all possible that you meet a person, maybe you do sleep with them the same day, or maybe you do start hollering at them? Is it possible that this MFer ain't told you that he got a whole family somewhere? Nobody ever heard of that, huh?
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes when we going back and forth, though, and I have to remind myself, like, okay, I guess it's just gotta, you know, be this way. But it feels like even though the episode was interesting, I guess as far as the theatrics, the subject matter was so like low level, it's just so low level.
I'm like, because why are we arguing about this?
First of all, sleeping with?
Yeah, because first of all,
like, what
Kelly
is your whole business is going up in shambles. How the hell you can keep up with her? So who the hell somebody dating and whose husband it is? How the fuck do you know that?
Well, I think
your business is going down there.
Well, but I think it's because whatever they did last season, right? It seemed like they were cool. So what I don't know what the play was this season for Porsha to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
So
No, I agree because and again, Porsha being my favorite, I'm not taking up for the move she pulled either. Like I think that was low. Like I think this whole subject matter is lowbrow. To your point, yeah.
so and because I was sitting there thinking when it when it happened. Well, let's get on to it. When it got to Kelly,
Mm-hmm.
because Kmichelle said that Porsha has the spirit of exposure. So,
Which what the fuck does that mean?
well, I guess she said she's out here exposing people. She said because at first sit down because okay, first of all, I would say this whole thing lets you know these folks ain't never been friends, no kind of friends. They only was on here trying to do whatever they trying to do. Because I'm sitting here like, okay, y'all let us know y'all really didn't know each other at all.
Well, I
And
knew that
then
anyway.
yeah, but I
Well,
thought
I feel like
I didn't think they were
that's
friends.
always my go-to. I am like I've been watching these housewives way too long.
Yeah, but I didn't think
To,
they didn't. I didn't think that they just
if
didn't
you,
know each
I would
other.
say, as much social media go on, you know who are friends, especially when y'all
Yeah,
lived in the
but
same type of place.
exactly. But I thought at least they would have been probably, like cordial or in the same circle of friends or a friend that knew a friend. But seems like those girls. Okay, I'll put it this way. The
Portia's
gir-
friend was Shamia. You don't see Portia besides with Lauren and her
yeah,
family.
no,
You
but
don't
I'm
see
just
her
saying.
hanging with nobody.
No. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just saying, like, if they're only because she just basically said, I didn't know you before that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking they was least in the same circle of people that they associated, where I associate with this person and this person knows that person. But so for the producers to bring
So
this girl
I
over
guess
here,
the exes are the only 6 degrees of separation.
yeah. So I'm sitting here watching this,
Because you don't
and
know her, but you know she slept with your exes. Like,
I
see,
don't know.
like that sound like bullshit, right? Like it really sound like if it's funny, you know how they tell you about how sometimes like the projection, like a person might accuse somebody of something that they doing.
Girl, my
Like that,
thing about to
like
die.
again, that's why I say I'm at the point now where I think Michelle might be playing with all of us.
It's something going on, but it's
Yeah, she might be
irritating.
playing with all of us.
Yeah. Look, I'm looking for a dang old thing to plug into.
Uh-oh.
Maybe I use my laptop. Okay, we'll just use the
But
laptop.
yeah, I'm calling bullshit. And especially since you don't want to say who said, like again, looking at a bunch of 40-year-old women, kind of cackle like that. It's ridiculous. Don't even and I said this a couple weeks ago. Because let's just say, fine, let's say Shamia didn't say nothing. It's not Shamia that is kind of egging on any of this rumor or whatever it is Michelle's gripe is.
Yeah.
But if it is somebody who called her up, like you said, specifically that guy, I agree with you. That's messy. And I don't know why you don't have your own brain, like to kind of say, um, hey, why are you calling me with this? You know what I mean? Like, I'm married. That doesn't matter. Like, you going to literally call me to kind of put a battery in my back to go, to go talk. And you look crazy because you got a whole husband.
Yeah.
Like, and that you just married. Because, again, we're not talking about you've been married for 5 and 10 years and somebody trying to make it seem. No, girl, like that. That's probably why you're so pissed off because like I said, clearly you got something still going on with the man because you just married this man 2.5 seconds ago.
And then you're talking to the guy on the phone still.
Right.
Well, maybe they do that. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it sounds real crazy to me. But
Yeah.
even a relationship, I don't know. Like when they was, I've never really bought into their relationship. I'll say that, and I'll leave it right there. Now he keep popping up, and I guess maybe he don't have too many more options or something. All of the like I said, she gave this whole elaborate
You don't think
story.
that he don't have too many options?
I mean, he keep hanging around. And listen, and out of her own mouth, see, that's what I'm saying. I think she says things like she was doing this interview with Jason Lee, and she expressed how she was dating somebody else, engaged to this other person. I can't remember what this person did, and they broke up, and that's it. She turned around, but she was dating a guy to make Cashton jealous because he he wouldn't step up in me. It was like some crazy fucking bullshit. Like real talk. It was crazy. And I'm not saying that it wasn't true. I'm just saying it was real chaotic. And I think her expressing it, I think she thought that it sounded like some romantic end to something. And it just sounded like a bunch of chaos. And it really sounded like you wanted to one up, the on the Housewives, or maybe one up yourself. You know what I mean? Because I think she does have very deep low self-esteem. And I think like going back to the idea of what the housewife should be, it being upper echelon, you kind of, dug yourself from out of, like whatever this hole is, and now you kind of in this place where you arrived, and so with that, you went and got the husband. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all barely even live together. Like I don't know. I was just sitting there shaking my head when it came to Kmichelle. And like I said, now I'm just thinking she got to be playing with all of us. She got to be playing with all of us because you cannot be this you cannot be this dense.
Because Porsha said you too sensitive for me.
I was all the way with Porsha.
I was too. I mean, that she's too sensitive. If that's her gripe,
well, you got your mind made up about it,
so
right? Like the way they, because I think Porsha gave her. It was funny the way that Kmichelle was approaching her, but I think that Porsha did really good to try to, see if she could, follow along with what is being said.
She started getting agitated, and then she
But I agree with her right on the money. As soon as she said it, I said, you know what? I did the same thing. Like, this is not even what they tell you is the squeeze worth the juice. This is not worth it.
I would say it's not worth it, being that she's married. But see, I guess they use the term friend so loosely. And in these situations, y'all really not friends. Because if you were a friend, of course, I'm gonna say, yeah, dang girl, you stuck with me. I talked to him too. This is that, whatever. But
if I want to know, well, okay, so she said Queen's Court. What is that in the last 3 years or something? But I'm just
I think so.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe 3 or 4, huh?
Who was on there? It was her and
it was her, Lisa Ray.
Is that when Nivea was on there? Nivea?
No. Nivea wasn't on that one. I'm gonna just look it up. So
no, Delicious. Wasn't it Delicious? The hell is this?
So it was oh Lord. So it was Lisa Ray, Delicious, and Kmichelle. Yeah. Lisa Ray, Delicious, and Kmichelle. So, and that was this last season, 24. So 2 years ago. Okay.
So she's the
and then we'll say 3 years just because of they filming, however way the filming time go. So the reason why I bring that up is if you don't talk to this person on a regular basis, like when is this supposed to come up? As soon as I get in your face? I'm supposed to have, a running list of whoever I dated that you dated. So as soon as we started talking, I'm like, yeah, girl. Because if it don't, and furthermore, if you telling me that you married, I go back to that. I don't really think I need to tell you about anybody. I don't think I need to. I feel like you made your choice, right? You don't want that man no more. You want the one you're married to, right?
Exactly.
I don't know, right?
I don't know. She was about to get hyped about R. Kelly, so I don't know.
I think Kay is off a rocker. I mean, or maybe
I
these
seen
are
the
all
interview.
maybe they all antics for real.
Yeah, I seen an interview with Lil Kim. Somebody brought back up. I think she was on the Breakfast Club, and saying how Lil Kim was basically talking about K Michelle being, like
Delusional.
crazy, nutty. She said, I only met her once and talked to her on the phone a couple times, and that she thought she was supposed to be the godmother of my child.
Yeah.
It's like,
Listen. I'm like I said, like this whole story and this whole like you didn't tell him and the way you trying to like you really are making this thing. But I'm also a lot interested in the energy approach. You know what I mean? I said on Empire, like, yeah, she tiptoe around Porsha because she don't think she'll drag your ass. You know she will, right? Like even though she is practicing not no dragging, but I'm saying that drag across the stage with King and Moore is a solidified, bona fide promise. If you fuck
yeah,
with me, you will get dragged, and we're not pretending around that.
yeah.
So,
Well,
like
Kelly
I
ain't
said, I'm
worried.
more interested about the fact that she had, like, she kind of tiptoed around that, and then when it came to Drew, which neither one of them are holding any weight, and I don't really know why I'm not even sure. Well, outside of you picked the weakest link, in your eyes, right? Like you ain't gonna go up against Porsha because she gonna whoop your ass for real. You know what I mean? Like if
Girl, look, Lil Kelly ain't worried.
that's why we like Kelly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
He
yeah,
ain't
as
worried.
you should not be. Like, that's the thing. Like, why? Like, if you got the energy on Twitter, if you got the energy in your confessionals, where is it now? And Cynthia had a clip. I think they was talking about the episode, and listen, Cynthia, I love how you just try to be so empathetic, but this is the part where it was said that you didn't have a backbone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes you cannot agree with every single person. And so she's saying how she could really relate to Kmichelle and her need to process. And I'm like, bullshit. Like, first you can't relate to Kmichelle because you ain't even been through what the girl been through. You ain't shook no tables. You ain't accused your friend of stealing your money. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you know. And so one of the girls happened to mention the things that happened for Kmichelle to react that way. I think she threw candle holders at Rashida, and so like she said, well, so and so did this and so did that. All she did was validate the point that I made about Kmichelle 3 weeks ago, which was she has one button and it's anger.
Mm-hmm. So,
So,
I never watched Love and Hip Hop. So
mhm.
she actually was throwing things. Did the things land and hit the people?
No, they wasn't. So
What
like you
was all the
said,
show?
well, I wouldn't. It's kind of a catch-22. I don't necessarily think that it was for the show, but let me tell you, they kept bodyguards on their sets. Okay, so no, it wasn't for the show. These people really was getting into it. And yeah, the candle holder just happened to not hit Rashida. I think they was for real because like what the shaking the table thing
So
was
what was she
Carly.
so upset with Rashida for to throw candles at her just
She
because
was
she didn't
mad
believe
at
her?
Rashida. So, and it's funny that you say it because it's a little bit similar to this. Not so much with the ex, but I'm saying it's similar to just her thought process. And because you don't fit into that thought process,
Oh,
she
and
was
Drew
mad.
said she don't fit in the group. That's what Drew said. I meant to say that.
Right. Well, and look, that probably really did get up under her skin. But she was mad at Rashida basically for not taking her side about Memphis, who was married to Toya at the time,
Mhm.
being the person that she had said abused her. So she was saying, with I guess somebody said we found out it was true now. I don't know if we found out that what she said was true, but what we found out is that maybe he might have an issue with domestic violence. But anyway, she was like, she was dating him, and she just had all of these stories about how bad the man was treating her. And then Toya was married to him, and so Rashida kind of was like, because I think he was like, nobody had my back, huh?
Is that who Toya is married to right now?
No, she's divorced from him now. And so she was like, basically, Kate was just kind of like, she couldn't get her, like, it was messing up her music. It was like he had all kind of dealings with the music, and then people would, once she started saying that he abused her, like, people wouldn't fuck with her no more. And so now she kind of carried that to Rashida, because Rashida on that show happened to say, like, basically, she like, well, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Woo, woo. And of course, she's friends with Toya. So I think that was her just kind of being neutral. Kmichelle just got, was pissed off at her about it. She felt like she was supposed to take her side and her word about it.
But she's a contradiction, because she said the same thing about R. Kelly's wife, that R. Kelly's wife was not a victim.
Mm-hmm.
The hell you over here fucking her husband.
Mm-hmm. And she contradicted herself right there at the damn table while she telling this one, because it's funny to me that you have all of this, like I say, vitriol for Drew about this guy, and you feel like she's trying to attach him. Girl, you pulling men out the sky to attach yourself to.
Why are you home married?
You pulling men out the sky, like, because even these people, I follow Kmichelle. I didn't know she went dating that man after that show was off. And that's not to say I watch every single thing, but I'm saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, everything that you came and spelled out here is news to me, like, for somebody who follow you. Yeah. And so, yeah, I'm like, you got all this vitriol for her, but in Drew's defense, she only said that was your friend, and I think that was keeping it light. But when y'all first got to the that party that first time, you said, "Nice to see you." That indicates to me that you're friendly with somebody. If I ain't never met you before,
I said, "Nice to meet you."
Right? Oh, and also let's say we do follow each other, and you have been in the DM. Oh, finally, nice to put a face with the name. That's usually what we say, But see, going back to what I said about Kmichelle, when she sat down with Porsha and Kelly, it was the first thing out her mouth. Oh, he be all in my DM.
Yeah. So this episode, I think it was very entertaining and messy.
It was.
But okay. I watched the end of it like probably 10 times, trying to figure out. It looks like I wish I could have been a fly on the wall, because it just seems like Kelly was really agitated sitting there. I'm like, what else went on there? Because why is you so agitated over there? But all I want to say is Kelly is her own person, and it doesn't seem like to me that Shamia is putting any battery in her motherfucking bag.
I think to say that Shamia has a battery to put in anybody's back is kind of stretching. Because like I said, Shamia, in my opinion, is the one that gives the pick me. And I'm just gonna piggyback off of her behavior last season. Having conversation doesn't mean the same as maybe putting a battery in somebody's back. But you still could be giving life. You still could be giving information. You still could be adding to, even in your silence. Okay, so at that table, what was said?
Even she can't catch a break, even in her silence.
Because she wasn't silent. I'm trying to think what they said right before. Because she said, she mumbled under her breath. She said, well, technically, that's still married or something. Because I feel like whenever Kay might have said, you always with somebody's husband, and I think Porsha might have said who, like name it, something like that. And she might have called off Simon. Um, and I think, and then at that point, Shamia kind of said under her breath, like, well, technically he was still married. She kind of, I'm gonna go back and I'm
I had
gonna
to watch
rewatch
it because I didn't catch that at all.
Yeah, no, and that's what I said. I really am just for that. Just for that. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna record it so I can post it. I'm gonna record it because she did, and I caught it because, like I said, that because I'm already kind of feeling like
I know she was making faces at Angela because when Angela said she mentioned Shamia, and she said I take accountability for that, and she just kind of rolled her eyes with that because I just feel, just far as the whole, I don't understand what Angela has for Shamia because it don't make sense to me at all.
Yeah, I think it's just an easy target also because Shamia, I don't want to say she is a pick me, but you definitely have
a pick me, but it just seems like to me Angela is one too. She's part of the core four.
Maybe.
If a woman said that she could fuck my husband, bitch, we ain't got to. I'm not gonna just say it in the confessional. I'm gonna be fucking little Kelly.
Now I can understand that for sure. Yeah, I can understand that. But I guess like the weird thing is there is a line drawn in the sand. I'm not really sure. Now it's funny because I guess that would be Porsha putting her in the core four. I don't think Angela is interested in being in the core.
No, Porsha put it in it because she put the it's she got this it's, I think it was on Twitter or whatever, but No Chaser had it up there about when Shamia says something about the ladies being go naked models, and she goes, yes, they go naked models, and something about you can't basically hate from outside the club.
Oh yeah, I got that screenshot. I did see that. And she said unknown. You can't hate from outside the club or something. Let me go to it.
And then she said something about the core four.
Yeah, that was a good one right there.
I'm like, the core four. It seemed like the core should just be her, Phaedra, and Cynthia. Point blank.
Oh, I didn't get that. I guess whatever that core four is. Yeah, I didn't see that on that.
So it's all on that No Chaser. So I just
okay. No Chaser put that in. Porsha didn't do that because my screenshot I screenshotted it from Porsha's page. She didn't have.
She mentioned something about core four because they have another.
You talking about on the interview?
No, it's if you go like slide it, she mentioned something about the core four, and they have all the four of them up there. And I'm like, damn, they got a core four now. So we doing the Married in Medicine type deal? Because to me, Angela should not be a core four, nothing. So no, I'm not saying Angela is put herself or wants to be. Well, I'm gonna say she wants to be with the cool kids. Yes, I am. It feels like
anybody would, but also,
but not when you say to me personally. I would be cordial with Porsha because we on the show. But just because you said that, and I made a big motherfucking deal about it, I made a big deal about Phaedra shit last year. But all of a sudden now, she's coming for Shamia, and it just makes no sense to me. Because it doesn't. It makes no sense. And that's the way I'm going to leave it. Because Shamia doesn't take accountability. Accountability for what?
Well, listen. So I'm gonna take up for Angela in this. The reason why I say this core four thing, somebody put her in there. I think Angela is perfectly fine if she had to be on her own. Now,
okay, that's fine too.
Now, I think her and Drew have, formulated their own whatever friendship, alliance, however way we want to look at that. Now, what I mean by, of course, you want to be in the mix, like you don't want to be the bitch everybody hate. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be able to get along with people. But I do, I don't necessarily think that Angela is being fake to Porsha in her face, but I do agree with you that the things that she's saying in her confessionals, it like kind of the way that Kelly kind of said what she said, sitting right next to her, I'm feeling like you could say the same thing. to her also. You know, so like you say, maybe that's another thing that they'll hash out. Now with her and Shamia, do she have to have a hard on for Shamia? Maybe not, but I do. Listen, like you said, Shamia can't catch a break. You're right, because she gave a half-ass like apology on the YouTube. Like she's not really answered to the debacle of her friendship and the
But
fact that she did create
Angela. That's between her and Porsha. Porsha already said.
Well, okay, so this is the reason why, and I think Angela has said it, but and Shamia has said that. Shamia, when she repeated it, she said you did contribute to it,
yes,
and it's like, huh?
She did.
And so what Angela is saying, because this is the part about Shamia, and this is why she's not gonna catch a break, and what she don't understand. It doesn't matter if you feel like whatever you said, Angela wasn't supposed to go back and tell Porsha. That is okay for you to have that feeling, right? And that's okay for you to feel like that's the reason why Angela contributed to the demise of y'all friendship. But what you have to do is take accountability that your ass wasn't supposed to be talking to her about
that's fine and dandy
in the first place.
Why is it Angela's that she got to take accountability with Angela?
Well, because I think I said it, and Angela said it, because you actually did say that she contributed to her your demise. But that's not true.
Yes, she did.
That's not true. This is the deal. If you wanted to preserve your relationship, you would not have had that conversation with a stranger.
But still, she still took it back.
It does, but that's you didn't know that girl to trust you.
Whatever.
Angela didn't do nothing wrong.
Yes, she did.
Angela didn't do a damn thing wrong, and I said it then.
She made it her business go back and tell it because she didn't like
because Shamia made it her business to make sure she told her, and I agree.
But she didn't like that Porsha had said she was going to fuck her husband.
But listen, what we see from Shamia is she does seem to have a hard time speaking up. And I'm not saying that this was supposed to be I'm not saying that Angela was supposed to be the one to go and speak up for Shamia. That's where she was wrong. But here we go again. We on a show. You come on this show knowing that you and your friendship will be addressed and will be attacked. And the first thing you do in that pick me energy, trying to make sure you can't get somebody under your wing, is go and confide in somebody who doesn't owe you a motherfucking thing. Who is trying to make a name for herself the same way you did. You gave her the information. Okay, and listen, and again, that doesn't mean that Angela was right for going to say it. But what I am saying that is totally not right is that all came from Shamia's mouth. That is the source of it. And so she has not said, you know what? Because that's what people do. And I was gonna say, I was gonna call her.
Why say it to Angela? Who the fuck is Angela to her? Nobody.
That's why she didn't have no business telling her that. That's what I'm saying.
But still, but we're talking about season 16 into season 17. I can see
it is leaning into that, because if you think this is like, that is a problem. And so I'm gonna go back to, maybe it's a Chicago thing, because no, you're not going to push some blame on me about something that you. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. I'll give you an example. And I mean, my brother's wife got mad at me years ago. She didn't go out, whatever. She met this girl at her job. They got really close. And I think they had birthdays together or something. So the girl decided to throw a house party. She threw a house party and she got strippers there. She had female, male. We go over to the house party, whatever. We doing everything. So I feel the whole thing was because I was taking pictures or something. Like I say, this is back in like 2010 or 2009, some shit like that. So we're not even posting, on Facebook or Instagram. None of this shit even existed. So anyway, she ended up getting mad. At some point, she got mad at me about taking the pictures. Well, I thought I was just taking pictures you know what I mean? And don't, I'm not a tasteless person. So what I'm going to say is they weren't like tasteless pictures. So I wasn't taking pictures of his penis or anything like that. But just like you know what I'm saying? It was her birthday. It's the first time she was doing that. I thought I was participating in her celebration and giving her something that she would remember. What I end up finding out is somehow, for whatever reason, her husband, my brother, while he downstairs with the female strippers, is somehow, I guess, upset about whatever is going on upstairs with the male strippers, right? But that's what I'm saying. You're gonna use me as the scapegoat? Not gonna work. And so that's kind of again. Is it something that's petty? Is it something that maybe they could let go? I guess, but it can't be no different than you talking about. Then you trying to tell a 44-year-old woman who the hell she's sleeping with. It can't be no different than that. It can't be no different than every time y'all have an insult for Porsha, it's she sleep with everybody man. It can't be, and it sound. Here's what I get to.
But what
not that you're supposed to sleep with everybody man, but you jealous? Because again, even if she is sleeping with somebody else's man, ain't it his problem? Ain't it his problem to keep his dick in his pants for his family? Is it like I'm not understanding what kind of power they think this girl got?
I'm not talking about Porsha. I'm talking about Shamia ass.
But I don't know, like Angela is not taking accountability, and so that's what I'm saying.
I mean, but who the fuck is Angela? If me and my
because friend, you don't blame something like that on somebody,
she keeps talking about it and wants to bring it up. She already told her to her face she felt like you.
Well, okay, now, we do know that I think that in that aspect, Angela is trying to force them to have a conversation. And I feel like that, I don't know if this is producer induced or if it's just her, you know what I mean? Like on her own, being messy, bone collector or whatever. But I will say this, it is getting a little bit like we in the 7th episode. It's a bit much or drawn out that these two people will go as far as to stand right next to each other, but don't speak. Ain't even said or told the group how they're moving forward in the group. I do think that's weird. And so maybe to your point, maybe that's why they keep coming up in a sense on her end is to try to fortify this conversation. At some point it happens because we know that Porsha won't even call her by name.
So she's friends with Porsha and she's on that crew. Why don't she talk with Porsha about it? I feel like every time she talks with Shamia about it, she's attacking her. And if Shamia already looked like she about can't handle it, leave the damn girl alone about fucking Porsha. She said she don't want to talk about it.
You don't talk to Porsha about it because it ain't nothing to talk about with Porsha.
Well, don't talk about it with her. But I'm saying if I'm more friendly with you and I have an interest in wanting to see the whole group glued, back together, or you guys being cordial, well, to me, it did come to Porsha's house. Was that the first episode or second, whatever. But I'm like this. It seems from just looking in, it seems like, especially with looking at this next episode that's coming up, I just feel like Angela is just doing way too much. It's not your friend. You don't know this damn girl. You met her last year. Let the shit go, especially when she says she's trying to be like Candy. What?
Yeah, she pulled. Well, listen. Shamia did it to herself. That's all I am going to say.
How is she saying that she trying to be like Candy? You don't even know her.
That was funny because I think listen, she must follow Shamia. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
You ain't got nothing to say after that, right?
She follow her. I mean, but damn.
She said that, but that's why, because for me, that's the only reason why Candy name. Because the interesting part about that airing and then her bringing Candy's name into it is that she literally is on Candy's birthday trip right now.
Because they're friends.
No, and I get it. I get it. Yeah, they're friends. You're right.
Yeah, but I don't see how Shamia is trying to be like Candy.
I think, well, because we've already established that she's a pick-me. So I feel like anybody that she's around that has whatever. I think that's the association and so that's the reason why I said, like you said, she don't know Candy. She don't know their dynamic. To your point, that's why I said she must follow Shamia. Because if she follows Shamia, then she would know more about whatever their dynamic is. I've said this previous, maybe when we was discussing Porsha and Shamia's friendship last year, but I had already acknowledged that whether we wanted to admit it or not, or however way that worked out, it appeared to me prior to the fallout of their relationship, it had always appeared to me that Candy opened and made more space for Shamia to do different things on the show, more so than Porsha did. And I don't know if that's a contentious spot for Shamia in general, because what we understand with Shamia is that you had feelings that you talked to the wrong people about. And so I don't know how far back that goes. And so going back to that, it goes along with her pick me energy. You going wherever they'll have you. Pick me.
Yeah, but first,
you're going wherever they'll have you.
She has her own personality. She up there freaking and twerking and all that shit. Candy don't do all that bullshit.
That's why she bring her around, so you can be the clown. Yeah. Again, you go wherever they'll have you.
So I just was like, the whole thing about her trying to be like Candy or whoever Angela feel like she's trying to be like, it's still, even if she was, what does that have to do with you? What is the goal here? What is the goal?
The goal is to get her to apologize for blaming her demise on her friendship on her. That I do think that's the goal. Mm-hmm. And I don't think she's wrong for addressing that with her.
Girl, I wouldn't apologize to a bitch that ran it back. I wouldn't.
Well, that's okay.
I apologize for saying it to you. That's why I'm apologizing that I spoke to the wrong person. Yes,
exactly.
That's
but that's the whole thing that I've been saying. That and that's what I mean by Shamia. Like, that's like at certain points, it's not to say that other people don't do things that they're not supposed to do, but you don't get to control other people. Like, so you don't get to control them. The only person you do is yourself. So when you have to self-reflect on how you ended up in this position, the self-reflection is, I ain't had no business talking to her.
I'm pretty sure she didn't did that. But I don't feel like she owed Angela a goddamn thing.
I feel like the same way she made that public, she owes that as a public thing. And so to your point, maybe it don't have to go directly to Angela, I guess. You know what I mean? Maybe it don't. But we've still yet to have her address that, like, not that all the problems started with that, but you did not address the fact that, yeah, y'all really are not speaking to each other today. Fuck what happened 10 years ago, but today, off your actions, not Porsha's. That was the problem in the first place. That's what I said even last season. You put your friendship up and you lost. Like, that's just really what it was. You assumed that the audience would really take your side, but the way she went about it, that was the snake shit. Porsha, is good to not have you as a friend anymore. If that's how you do, I have a friend right now. We haven't spoke in it's been a few years. That had been my best friend, but ain't nobody. I don't expect it. Ain't nobody called me to say anything that she's expressed. And if there is anything that's being expressed, I know just like if there was something I needed to say, we know who we would talk to. She would talk to her sister. Her sister not gonna call me up on the phone. Now you go call one of our old high school friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you vent about something, and then they come and call me. You can't be mad at that person because you had no business doing that. That's
No,
like you
I
had
can't
no
be
business
mad at the
violating
person,
that.
but I
Like,
don't
and it
owe that
don't matter
person
that we don't talk no more.
But I think that the whole thing is the way Angela last season, they kept asking her, it wasn't like, oh,
But Shamia gotta be smarter
understand
than
that,
that.
but
Like
to
you
me,
gotta
they
be
kept
smarter
playing.
than that. You
No.
got play, and you got play because you were trying to be a pick me. You wanted to be friends with everybody, and that's the reason. Because being a friend to
she was bumping
everybody
into Blue
does
last
not
year.
have anything to do about your politeness, about your kindness, about your generosity. Being a friend to everyone would indicate you probably lack a backbone, because like there has, especially in a friend group, there has to be a time where you're gonna have to make a decision about what you think about something, and it can't teeter, or you know what I'm saying, on both ends. She's a pick me, and she got her ass in
She a
trouble.
pick me or not, Angela ain't gonna sit her ass down somewhere. It's none of her business. I that's the way I felt about it. And if she got a whole bunch of
I can understand you feeling like she doing too much. Maybe she is. She ain't doing no more than Kmichelle over here popping up with all kinds of extras
crazy. Y'all said Kmichelle was crazy.
Well, that's why I'm saying she's not doing nothing no different than this one bringing us, hallucinogenic exes.
I think the thing
at least Angela is following along with a story we just got from last season. We don't know what the fuck Kmichelle talking about.
Yeah, we don't. But what I'm saying is, I'm saying this. I'm not like an Angela, and I can't have it.
I understand.
Yeah. I mean, she can read well or whatever, but she is the snake. Period. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't be surprised.
I think Jimmy is the snake, but that's okay.
I think she behind the whole motherfucking thing. I bet she called.
You think she the one called Kmichelle?
You know that oyster was about you. I don't know. I just think Angela, I mean, this is all good for television. I'm not even gonna lie. She playing her part, but I just feel like the hate for Shamia is just crazy. And
I don't know if it's hate, but I mean,
no. I'm reading the comments. I'm not talking about Angela.
Oh, okay.
The comments.
Okay.
This girl ain't even did shit that we can see.
Mm-hmm.
So that she is supposed to be the puppeteer behind all of this stuff.
Yeah, like I said, calling her the puppeteer for me is pressing it, because that's way too advanced.
Yeah, because
she was a puppeteer. She wouldn't have got caught up last year the way she did.
No, she wouldn't.
Yeah, she's definitely.
And I don't think that. I don't think that she's using Kelly to be her pit bull. I don't. I think Kelly is doing that on her own volition.
I could agree with that. So, like, because again, that's going back to pick me. See, I am not presuming that Shamia has a confrontational bone. Mm-hmm. That's because to me, even if you was doing it on the sly, it still would require you to want to be confrontational. You know what I mean? Like, and clearly you don't. That's the reason why you having such a hard time kind of even taking that back just to get her to shut the fuck up. Because you could just do that. Because again, ultimately it is your fault, right? But so I agree with you about that being Kelly on her own. What I am saying though too is it don't mean you can't be the gas. You know, like what they tell, birds of a feather flock together. And it is interesting how, enemies link up, right? Again, going back to this my best friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even like y'all could call each other best friends, but I don't know that you have to have that announcement. I thought that was interesting. And so I don't presume that Shamia it can tell anybody what to go do. But because she it's just the same example as what she did last year. Like you just got diarrhea of the mouth. So I think a person can get you into talking and giving information you ain't mean to because you too busy being friendly and nice with your best friend.
Well, I think all gloves is off. She didn't told it. Just like Porsha didn't told probably Phaedra. And we know Phaedra ain't above shit because she the one came out with the whole thing while they were friends.
Well, let me tell y'all this. And one thing I hope we don't ever bring up is any type of rumor that the root of it is back to Phaedra to confirm or deny. Because I'm not having no conversations about it. So I could care less.
Also, did you see Kelly had to come out and make a statement?
Oh yeah, I did see that for
I'm
her.
like,
yeah,
people touch grass, please touch grass. Leave these.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. But that's how we ended up with the current president we got. Because are you kidding me? You gonna let somebody like? But that's what I'm like. It ain't even worth the conversation. This should have got made it to the cutting room floor as far as I'm concerned, because I'm not talking about anything that Phaedra got to confirm.
Yeah, because I'm like, come on now. Come on. Touch grass.
She ain't even confirmed her own damn shit. Y'all let her come on back and slid right through. And now here we are. And look, and deja vu. That like when that happened, that's how I felt. It was like deja vu. And that's when I said, I was like, oh hell no, y'all got me fucked up for real. You think I'm about to decipher who said what, and Phaedra is the root of it? Girl, bye.
Because it sounded like Phaedra is the root.
Yeah.
This story is twisting and turning. Kelly a part of the Mile High Club, and I thought they did it in the hotel and got the text message and whatever. I just that to me, I said, oh God, here we got the Candy situation going again in the dungeon. So, but leave the dang on pastors alone, y'all. This is entertainment. We ain't got to be the internet spies to figure out which pastor it is or is not.
Well, they said over on Campfire. No, it wasn't Kim. No, it was on Carlos King. They said they think it's Pastor Troy.
I don't even know who he is.
He was some rapper girl on Little Women, Atlanta. Minnie, rest in peace, Minnie. Minnie had a whole storyline about how she was dating a guy and she thought she was pregnant by him, but I think she had lied about it all. Girl, it was a whole big old thing.
Is he a real pastor or that's a stage
name?
It
was just his stage name. Yeah, he's a rapper. So no, he's not a real pastor.
Oh, my girl.
But even with that, it's just kind of like, I don't even know what none of that was supposed to mean. Like I said, it just get a little old for me because and coming from Porsha, now whatever, again, maybe this is just good TV, but I just would not expect you to be the one, like delivering that stuff, especially as messy as, the Simon and Fallon and all of that was. Again, now I'm not proposing that you did anything wrong to Fallon, but it's still just the optics all funny. So it seemed like you just would, steer clear.
Yeah, found something else. Because this one here, I said, damn, it just seems too far-fetched for it to be true to me. And if it was true, so what? She's not fucking married. And but that's where I would look at it. And if I did, and what? So, Phaedra, tell your friend. They act like then they were trying to say it was somebody who was on Married to Medicine, friends with Phaedra and Dr. Heavily now.
Oh wow!
That actually they had a reality TV show, and that Candy and
Preachers of Detroit. That was the only show with the preachers, the reality.
No, it wasn't called that. It was something with his name. Oh shit, I don't know, but it was on.
Are we talking about? We can't be talking about Tankard.
That's what they said, Tankard.
Shut up.
That's what they say. I didn't say that. Girl, I think that's what Millie Chong knew what they were going through. I'm like, y'all got too much time in y'all hands. Y'all trying to figure out.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
because
I mean, like I hated that they canceled their show too. I kind of liked their little show. It was all funny and quirky, but I mean, I don't follow them, so I don't really know what's up with the Tankers. I guess it could be possible him and his wife could be going through stuff.
Because they even threw in, what's his name, Pastor Jamal Bryant. She said that he actually did their 10-year renewal. I said, Lord. I said, these some people are really, they don't have nothing else to do. They definitely touch grass. And
Yeah, sometimes they do.
Entertainment. We can have our little debates. When it started, y'all adding these pastors and getting, stop. It's ridiculous. Please stop. They not on the show.
Yeah.
You know.
And I mean, and it's such a like pull from the sky. Like that's what I mean. Like, so just so everybody understands that, you know, it doesn't really matter what season we in or what it is that's going on. I generally keep the same idea because that's what it goes back to Claudia with the African who bought her the car thing. You know, it's like this thing that you holding on so hard to, and it's just like, what is the purpose? You know, and so the same, like, we didn't care about that person's identity. And I don't really care about this person's identity because again, if she, I don't know, married or whatever, if it come out, it come out. We'll find out if the man married. Clearly, he could be married and separated. He could be married and ain't told the girl or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's so many things to that, and it's just like, golly. But I guess it's part of the show. I guess
it's entertaining, but y'all leave them preachers alone. They can't even get their next Sunday sermon together. They got to get in Kelly DMs and say, hey, Kelly said she's trying to make it to heaven. Right. But yeah, I thought the show was, I thought the show was good. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I watched the end. I'm going to go back and watch it and see what Shamia had said. But
because she did. She said it under her breath, like, that's still married or something like that. It was.
So I was.
And see, and like I say, like, see, I got my own.
So they left us on a to be continued, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we did not really get any of the what's coming up at the end of the show. So we just got a little clips today. So in the clip I saw was Shamia and Angela sitting down talking. So I don't know how that's gonna go.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it went well at all.
Because what was the purpose of it? Oh, that's because Cynthia said they probably needed to talk. Is that why?
Mm-hmm.
No, I think it's gonna be two teams. That's what it is.
That's what it seemed to shaping up to be.
And Carlos King has said that, was that on Carlos King's show? Yeah. Somebody said that Kelly might get first chair. Her and Porsha.
Hey, do I have any first chair predictions? I don't right now. Because what I'm waiting for Kmichelle to show up. Now, like I said, she had a lot of energy for Drew. I'm not here for it. I feel like that was.
They ain't gonna get her no first chair if she gonna be just going at Drew.
I don't know, but I feel like she being really bullish when it comes to Drew. And I'm a little tired of that. Here's what I will hope for Drew. I hope she not hanging on at the edge of the couch this season. I hope she make her way a little bit further, but I'm not sure. I mean, I think for sure Porsha will be first chair. I'm not really sure who would be.
I would say
it seemed like it wouldn't be nobody else but Kelly.
Yeah, because them the two that's going back and forth. And we definitely got, you already see what side is going to be. You're going to have them on that side. And then I can't imagine they mixing the seats up on the couch because it's clearly a divide. And you know how it lays. And then, you know, it is what it is. So, yeah, I imagine Kelly and Porsha. But I don't know. I need for them to call Angela out on her shit in this in her confessionals.
Well, we shall see.
I don't like it because if you so cool with them, why you keep saying shit? Because you supposed to have let it went. You all in her face, y'all hanging out and whatever. You say Porsha's a key. Why do you keep throwing that jab at her if y'all making a new, a new friendship? Why do we keep bringing it? That's what I don't understand. So yeah, Angela to me is a snake, and I'm done with her. I am. She good for TV. I'm gonna say that. She good for TV. Her reads are good, but I'm through with Angela. She's in the same bucket to me as Kenya. Yeah, so I'm done with her but I like her position. I do. I like the messy person. So, but as far as me personally liking her, I don't like her because what she's doing, but I like her for the show, for the entertainment. She's keeping it mixing and moving. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like looking at the comments and looking at the show, I feel like Shamia is getting the pile on. She ain't saying that much this season. And I'm like, damn. So she the puppeteer, the lap dog, and every motherfucking thing else? She the man that's behind everything that's moving? I don't think so.
Yeah, no, I'm not going with that. Now, lapdog might be appropriate, but I'm not going with the puppet master.
Nah,
even though, like, I didn't like them calling her lapdog last year because I just thought it was so demeaning. But the reason why I'm kind of like leaning towards it is just because, where are you, girl?
Girl, she worried about her marriage.
Yeah, well,
she got bigger fish to fry.
I see,
shit. Fuck the husband stuff. I got help. I got to keep this rich man.
Well, good luck, girl.
Yeah, good luck. I thought it was a good episode. Like I said, I would rate it about 8.5, 9. I really, really enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to next week's episode.
I am too.
Yeah, so
yeah.
I think so far, this is definitely one of the better seasons in the last couple of years. And it's showing the Hill is better than Potomac.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I feel like they got their groove back. So that's kind of why I want Kmichelle to just really kind of, I don't know. Go on and be who the hell you are. If that's that evil bitch that we all thought, then just be her, I guess. Because all like this little thing, again, it's funny because it is I don't know, it's keeping us interested, but I'm gonna get bored. I'm not gonna be able to do another 10 episodes of like that.
I'm this bipolar bitch, huh?
Yeah, right.
She got us twisting and turning and everything.
Yeah. I would need to kind of like, I don't know, go on and crash out and stay there. Like, come on.
So do you think she's gonna just keep on with Drew, or she's gonna find someone else?
I think she's gonna keep with Drew.
Oh, see, that's why I like Kelly, because Kelly gonna give it to everybody.
But like that's why I said I think for her, which is probably why she's sitting just feeling in a comfortable spot, because she's found an adversary. And it's Drew. And she gonna run that shit to the ground.
But see, like
now I'm hoping
her biggest adversary should be Porsha.
Well, like she's so interesting enough. She's been doing, but see, and going back to how somebody tried to take up for Kmichelle to make it seem like her actions are always in response. But see, you do this little slick, dirty shit. So yeah, she's been doing interviews now today where you like you pressing all of this energy for her F that B, or like you talking real strong, but we got it. There's a reunion, boo. See, and Atlanta ain't never needed the type of security that Love and Hip Hop would have. You know what I'm saying? So, like, shit, it's a new day. What they say, it's a new dawn. It's a new day. So we'll just see how she ends up panning out, I mean, because you're still doing that backbiting thing. Like everything that you have to say, you're not saying it with that girl in your face.
I don't know.
And,
So
and
what
I
you
agree.
say?
So I'm saying that to say she's saying this because you have to answer to it because now the show is airing. You know what I'm saying? And then you did that tweet, right? So now you go on these interviews, and so now you got to show up and answer this. But you picked on Drew the whole season because you found her to be the easiest target. And somebody, or you watched the show or been following the comments, because I think she is in the comments. You know that Drew has a hard time with the audience in general.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and the worst thing you can do as a new housewife is go to the favorite, which would be Porsha.
so my question is, who is the MVP of this week's episode?
I don't know about the week's episode. We're not doing that. I don't think.
Well, I'm going to say the standout this episode was definitely Kelly.
Okay, fine. Kelly can take it.
Yeah. Kelly came in there to shake shit up
Mm-hmm.
and not give a damn. She already done let y'all know she broke, so she ain't got shit else to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Let me keep this guy dang on peach and make Porsha ass work. And
but I think that's okay.
So it looks like definitely Porsha wasn't expecting that for her to say that, because
I agree.
I said, whoa. So it went all the way left, but like I said, it was entertaining. I'm here for the
But that's what, like, I tell you what, somebody kept accusing me of it. I just be like, shit, you jealous? Like, you sound a little, you want to? What's up?
I think it's the back and forth between the two. And I really, really, really want to know, is there another issue there that lies there? Because it just seems a little, I don't understand what happened from this season to last season. I thought they all ended up on a good note, except for Shamia. So
I think it very much could be her proximity to Shamia. Well, now she's best friends with Shamia. I can understand Porsha just not really fooling with her very much that way.
Yeah, but why Porsha invited her to tea to throw to say that she is messing around with a married man at the BET Awards? I just want to know why. How did that come up? Why is
I felt like that wasn't the purpose of them going to tea. I thought that Kelly brought up something, and then that's what Porsha responded with. Oh, well, no. I got something I got on you or something.
No. That was.
Okay, so what did happen?
Porsha just said that shit.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
No, Kelly said something. Kelly had mentioned something to her first. And she said, well, I know something about you. And Kelly said, well, tell me. What is it? That's what she said.
What?
Huh?
Like what? She mentioned what?
That's what I'm trying to think of what she did.
Was it a snide remark? Because
it probably was. It probably was. But that's what Porsha said. And I know something I could have said about you or something. And then she said, well, what is it? She was like, about the married man you slept with. Like, no, Porsha didn't just sit down and vomit that out.
I felt like she did, but let me go back and watch that episode and figure out exactly what snide remark Kelly said.
Yeah. She right. It was so like she said, and again, I'm not saying that it was okay for her to, say it, but that's how it came to be. You know what I mean? Because
it seems like that was a whole different.
I know something I could say about you. I know something, but so what? What is it? Let's just say about the married man on the airplane or whatever, however way she, depicted that out.
I'm gonna go back and watch that episode so I can really get the detail. Because I'm like, it just seems so far. Like I'm like, why is this going on? But I mean, it's entertainment. So.
I kind of feel this way in general, and I guess if somebody is constantly clocking whoever you sleeping with or who you dating or whatever, and that seems to be like they dagger at you. I ain't got time to worry about who anybody's sleeping with, but I'm just saying, I guess I can understand you feeling like if you caught some, using that same type of ammo towards the person, I guess. Because I mean, like I said, I've already said I don't really care about this storyline in general is beneath my IQ. I just watch it because I'm watching the show, and I really, really, really hope. And I don't know, maybe they don't get to something else, but I kind of do hope that they get to something else because it reminded me of what Nene said about the houses when they was in Spain that season when she was just she had to stop um, Kim had sent the video or whatever about the water bugs in her basement, and she was pissed off
The
about
pool house.
it. Yeah, but she had to stop because she was like, like it take a lot to get in these houses, and it really is fucked up that somebody will come around, and try to do something to demean it. And I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Like shit. It's people work hard even if it's a little, you know what I mean, for the little that they got. So I kind of feel that same way. Like, some of the subject matter. And it's funny how we want to have this tier about love and hip hop and Real Housewives. Real Housewives was not talking about this subject matter back in the days when we first was watching and it was booming. Nobody was really, you know what I'm saying, doing all of that. And so I'm saying now, like with the actual content, it's giving love and hip hop. You know what I mean? Like because that's all y'all arguing about is who's sleeping with who, and it just would feel that on the levels that y'all at, that you would have much more going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Even Kmichelle, but I guess she had to, like I said, she got to get in the mix with what the hell going on. Maybe that's what she had to take the time to process to see which Kmichelle was showing up today.
Well, we got the one that showed up, and she mad about some ex-men. Porsha is torn in between the two of Sway and Mike, and Shamia is being blamed for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And Kelly is having financial woes, and Angela is running it back. I don't know. Pinky didn't have too much to do this.
So she didn't have much of nothing.
No, and Drew, I don't know what's going on with Drew, other than Kmichelle keeping her with a storyline. Because I don't think she got nothing going on. So did she move? I wonder. She had to the end of the month to get out.
I don't know. My assumption is if you got a deadline to move is that you move by the deadline.
What she was Kmichelle was on something and she was singing la la dee la la la, and she was saying she's homeless. I said, is she talking about Drew?
Oh wow.
It was on I ran across it on Instagram, and she had that blonde hair on, so it had to be fairly recent. But she was singing that song and talking about she's homeless. I'm like, oh, she's talking about Drew.
You said Kmichelle?
Yeah.
And see, that's another thing. She nasty. She nasty by nature. And that, so for me, the slow, that deer in headlights, person that we see showing up, it's really because she only performs in that particular in that space where she mad and then being nasty. And so I put her in the category with Kenya.
Okay, I got to get to still know her. But yeah. Because
what I mean by nasty, I think Goodreads have shade to them, but I think they are I mean, they can sting because you're gonna probably say something that has some sort of truth to it. But like the she's homeless thing, like, girl, bye. First of all, you got to know that girl, even if she had to go stay in a what they call them hotels that you know what I'm saying, like like cut it out. But at the same time, why would that be something? Why is it that? You know what I mean? Like, why it was given Brittany riding past that girl's salon. You see what I'm saying? Like evil spirited, mean, like that.
Mhm.
That's different. And again, I don't know what audience you want to talk to, but you talking to the same audience you've been talking to, pulling that type of shit.
Yes, honey.
Again, and I'm not saying I'm still watching. I'm just saying it's not really my level of. It's not on my level of intelligence, and I think I'm a little disappointed by that. So I'm kind of hoping.
So I guess what were you expecting Kmichelle to do when she came over?
I'm not sure. I was open, but that's what I mean. I didn't have an expectation. I was open to. We haven't seen her in so long, so I didn't have any thoughts that she would be whoever she had been. Well, I can't even remember a lot of from her on Queen's Court, but I've been watched so much since then. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe even when she was on there, it was just like I just feel like she's always putting on. I don't know that we ever get who she is.
It really is okay.
Yeah, I think that's what. So again, I didn't have an expectation. I think I was just open to see who the fuck was showing up. But I'm a little disappointed.
She had because everybody was talking about her being on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So my expectations were, they made like she was so great. And I'm like, oh, this not turning out that good.
I certainly didn't expect her to have to look like Weekend at Bernie's at the dinner tables every time she was there. So in a sense, I would expected her to have been able to hold her own in that sense. I don't feel like she's holding her own. I feel like she's spiraling, and now she has to retreat to what her go-to method is. And here's the deal. Maybe that's just her. You know what I'm saying? Like some people just operate that way. But if that's what it is, then fine. But stop trying to, put on.
Yeah. So I don't know. Good episode.
Mm-hmm.
We can see what's going to happen next week. So it'll be about Shamia and Angela. Look like every week somebody's gonna be into it. Look like.
We'll see how it go.
Yeah. So I don't know if some of these. I guess the thing with Angela to me, it just seems to manufacture because you don't really, really, really have a beef with Shamia. So I'm just like, I don't know. It just don't seem like it should be.
Well, that's why I kind of said maybe some of this is producer induced about trying, because maybe she might be feeling that if she bring it up, that maybe Porsha might chime in. Like again, I'm interested. It's getting me interested to know if that is how we get to whatever conversation they end up having.
That makes it even worse.
I'm just wondering. Yeah, who else? Nobody else is acknowledging it. And in my opinion, that is weird. Mm-hmm. That is weird. I'm not mad at Angela for pointing that out and trying to get something on camera. The same thing, it's person who Phaedra knows, and Phaedra is the source of that information. That's fucking weird that y'all would pull that type of story out, knowing, that Phaedra came back in and we didn't see no conversation take place between Phaedra and Porsha about it. Granted, that's been so long ago, I'm not sure what that conversation would look like, but it would seem to me that you would give us something. How did y'all get where, to hear? And also not just get to hear, but where Porsha, you literally are pointing out the same sentence and looking for Phaedra, to come and be the person who, say, yeah. Like how, now that's, I don't know how you ended up on that road again.
Girl.
Because and
It's
like I said, I'm just that way. But maybe like say TV, maybe you just gotta play the game, and maybe that's probably why I might not make a good person to be on reality TV. Yeah,
Because it won't
because
be, yeah,
you
'cause
can't tell me anything, baby. You been told me something, thinking I'm about to go and tell the next person. It don't never go nowhere.
I forgot about it, girl. I done forget.
Right, that's what I say. Like, you know, I'm like, oh, somebody else be brought it up to me. I'll be like, oh, you know what? She did say that.
Girl, I had so much
Yeah,
going
'cause-
on with
and
my
I'm
life.
good at that. And that's fine. As much as I talk, I'm good at that. You can tell me. That's why I go back because I'm just that way because I'm that way. You know what I mean? Like I'm not running and telling every conversation that I have, but at the same time, yeah, like I'm probably not gonna repeat it to nobody.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff and people I don't talk to no more, but it ain't nothing that I'm going to, you know, go tell nobody.
Bust down the doors the same, but yeah. So, you know, it was a messy good time.
Mm-hmm.
I like the cast. I'm not saying nobody should have to get booted off the show because it's all kind of working, you know. It is.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting getting our jollies off.
Right.
my little guilty pleasure, my ratchet guilty pleasure, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I think they're doing a good job and the women are clocking in. And I think with the ensemble show, everybody, you know, each kind of personality I think is needed, you know, because you can't have everybody popping off all the time. You can't have so I'm enjoying the season. I'm not even gonna lie. I look forward to watching it on Sundays, you know. So and like I said, the last little 3 minutes of the show, girl, I brought it back. I was just, how the hell did we get here? But it was good. So I can't wait till next week. And that's all I got. I take my tail on the bed.
Yeah, same. So next week, same time and same channels. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel.
Yes, please do so. And for those who caught the end of it, please go back and watch the replay and let us know what you what do you think? How would you rate the episode? And who do you think is so far, or do you think the conversation should be had about who's sleeping with who? Is it that interesting? And
I'm not interested.
Yeah, and I think the people need to touch grass. Lead them pastors alone. Let the congregations live. You know, leave it alone.
And also, I think everybody needs their head checked if you are waiting for Phaedra to confirm rumors.
Yes.
Think you
But
need
yeah, so I will say the bodies are bodying. Porsha looked nice. I said, oh, I hope Aiden didn't see her in that.
Well, his mama invited him out, so she was.
He probably looking through the window. You know how boys is. He was looking, the girl. So yeah, but it was a good episode. I enjoyed it. So until next week, we'll see you later. Y'all have a blessed week, and we'll be back on it. And this week, Heart Hustle Houston come on Saturday.
Oh yeah, okay, good.
I think it
they all fell out, child.
I see. So I can't wait to see that one too. So, but yeah. So other than that, I'll talk to you guys later. Good night or good morning.
Good night. Good night.
Good night. You hear that? That's the tea hitting the pavement. Over here on Word on the Curb, we don't sip, we spill. Word on the Curb, where the tea hits the pavement. Let's get into it. It's Angela, your favorite internet bestie, and we got the vibe. We rocking the Housewives, politics, and celebrity gossip, all wrapped into one show.